Hello, everybody, gamers, fantasy lovers, and adventurers at heart. My name is Colton Wagner, and this is Dawn World, a group of friends who, like yourselves, enjoy epic adventures, fantasy stories, and have a love for tabletop role-playing games. Well, guys, as you can see, we are not in our normal location. There's no backdrop behind me right now, because most of the players were not able to actually join us, like physically be here in person this week. We decided not to actually record our session where we usually meet up. So Marie and I are at home and going to be recording our session from home today. Everybody else is going to be joining us via a voice chat. So things will be a little bit different and look a little bit different. The lighting will definitely be a little bit different during the recording, so just a heads up on that. But other than that, I don't really have any other announcements, other than if you haven't seen our previous video, make sure to check that out. But other than that, let's jump into this week's episode of Dawn World. Alright, so last time the party was venturing through a region known as Dragon's Reach, and upon getting some ways into the region, they came upon a winter storm. What's that look for? You look confused.
No, I was checking to see if I had something, and I do. Continue!
So they continued through the region and encountered a winter storm, and making their way through the storm and then spending some time actually back at their home in Morningdale, going back there to spend the night and then coming back to Dragon's Reach and progressing farther. They were set upon by a group of Yeti, and a member of the party was kidnapped by one of the Yetis and taken back to their dwelling place for what can only be assumed as dinner time.
Not the yum-yums!
So, the rest of the party tracked the Yeti and ended up catching up to where this party member was taken, Kara, and ended up saving her and keeping the other Yetis within the place where the one that had taken her. Seemed like there was a couple more in that dwelling place. And they also found another mysterious figure that seemingly was knocked unconscious as well and brought to the Yeti's dwelling place like Kara was. So a battle ensued, and the Yetis were defeated, and the party went on their way after talking a little bit with this stranger that they have met, found out that he is a paladin and that his name was Mikkel. Told Mikkel what their aims were, why they were here in Dragon's Reach, and he agreed to go with them and follow them on their journey, and perhaps that is the reason why he was led to this area in the first place. You guys ended up going back to Morningdale to spend the night, and that is where we pick up. Is you guys at Morningdale in your mansion, as it were, spending the night.
I'm noticing a pattern. Anytime someone gets knocked out, it's always compared to me. There's a pattern here. Okay.
I know there was some conversations that, or one that Kim wanted to have here. Let me try to pull this up a minute here. My
I'm a
tablet.
talkative person, what can I say?
Huh? What was that, Kim?
I'm just a super talkative person. Yeah,
Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat, chit chat.
just blah blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Basically just insert the Charlie Brown adult womp womp right here.
There we go. Okay. So.
I'm gonna have to take my phone here for a second.
Yep.
Just so you guys aren't staring up in my face, I don't think you want to do that.
Don't. Well, I guess not everyone can be me. That's what makes me unique. These are the small things in life that make me happy. I mean, I know at one point we said we were going to drop in at Sybil's house.
Right, but after talking it over, I think we're just inviting them to our house.
Okay. Makes sense.
I guess it'd be simpler that way.
Hey, so are they coming today?
Not tonight, probably tomorrow.
Okay, so we got a whole day to kill before then.
Warning the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got a whole day to kill before then. Is there anything we want to do at, like, the temple to help prepare for this meeting that is coming up?
I mean, I figured we'd just keep traveling in the snow.
Okay. I mean, we're at
Unless you had
Morningdale.
a better idea.
We're at Morningdale right now.
Yep.
So, I didn't know we were traveling in the snow today anywhere.
The idea is to keep
I think we're still
progressing
trying to get
to Khazad
Khazad
Zar.
Zar, the big dwarf place
Okay, alright.
in the center of the south of the mountain.
Because I thought we were at our house in
You-
Morningdale.
You are right now.
And I thought we were going to stay there because we're meeting somebody the next day there. I didn't think we were going on a big adventure anywhere today.
No, you're going on
Should
adventures.
I run you through the itinerary that I kind of thought we were following?
You're a band of adventurers. What would you be without adventuring?
Can we at least go adventuring in our
Happier.
pajama pants?
Sybil would be happier without adventuring.
So what do you two think? Because apparently what I think does not match where we actually are and what we said we were going to do. So, I need some feedback from other brains because mine is fried. I'm still getting over the flu last week. My brain is totally fried. I need some unfried brains to contribute. Hello?
Waylog, Master Planner, would you like to explain to Kara what we're doing?
Master Planner?
Why can't you explain it?
I could, but I thought I'd give the High Chief of the Great Mountains a shot at it.
The recording of this session, the first part is going to be passing the buck. You tell her. No, you tell her. No, you explain. No, you explain. This is the beginning of our session.
I'm just trying to share.
I'm just trying to share. Why are you fighting me?
Today I'm playing both talkers. I'd really like more communication than just me.
I know. And I'm inviting you to
talk to
say some more
yourself?
things. What?
That's not a goal of mine other than as much as I already do normally.
This is what we're like
Okay.
when we're in our home base town. We have time for housekeeping conversations. This is what happens when we let our hair down.
Okay, do you want me to run through the plan or
Yes.
do you run through the plan? Yeah.
Run through the
I mean,
plan.
you can, don't you have it? Do you have it like written out somewhere?
I was going off of our Facebook message group.
I don't know if it's more specific than what's in my mind, so I guess I'll just do it. Alright, today, welcome to the morning in wherever we are.
Morningdale.
We're going to portal back to Dragon's Reach.
Okay.
Walk a little ways, maybe with Festus, and then we will portal back here for the night. I, Sybil, will not be portaling back with you. Hopefully, maybe. I'll be getting a training lesson, but I'll pop back here at night, and then we'll be able to go back again to Dragon's Reach the next day. Hopefully, it will have been 2 days, which is as much as hopefully we will need to get to Khazad Zar according to the maps. So we'll be right outside the gates at the second night. We'll pop back. That's when we'll bring, hopefully, maybe my parents back for supper. And then we'll have muffins or something. And then we'll send them back home. And then the day after, day 3, we can jump into the Dwarven
Okay.
city. Hopefully informed on what the city is kind of like.
Okay.
Maybe.
So the next thing we want to do is we want a portal. Is that what we've said? That's what I'm gathering from what was just said.
Overall, that would be correct.
Oh, goody! My foggy brain got something. Something right. Yay!
Just try, Ranger. You get that.
Woo! My brain is foggy and my hand is broken.
Okay. Let me pull this up. Alright, so the stuff that Kim said about wanting to have a conversation, but I'm trying to steer clear of just sending messages back and forth, answering. Like, if it's a question, it's one thing, but conversations, I feel like, sometimes
better in person.
hold important context. So,
Yeah.
unless it's something that doesn't really hold much context for the rest of the group, then I'm just going to try to do it when we're actually recording.
Okay.
Alright, so one of the things was to message Braille.
Braille.
Does it even work? Genuinely.
Well, during your run, at least this is from what I'm reading on the message anyway, that you are doing this while you're doing your going to cool off, run to the rock that you guys have been to a couple times, and you went with Genie Jamin to get the herbs or whatever way early on in the campaign.
I remember that.
You don't hear anything audibly back, but you do feel like a warm presence of like comfort, as if like he heard you and he acknowledged that you reached out to him, but there's no like audible answer to your questions. As for the question that you asked, again, it's you feel that he's there in spirit with you and seems to be giving you a notion of affirming your question on. It seems like you have the right inclination about your brother. Let's see here. What else do we have? When it comes to detect empowerment on Kel, or Mikkel as you're calling him, Kel.
Not calling him Mikkel. Not at all.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm gonna call him Kel.
I don't like it, she says. I don't like it.
Okay.
This is what happens when there's two girls in the group.
Let me look at his character sheet here. Sorry, I have like something stuck in my throat here. All right, so you see a glow for a pouch on him. You see a heavily glowing ring on one of his hands. You see an amulet around his neck that is glowing. His cloak is glowing as well. He has a pair of gauntlets that are glowing.
Ooh, pretty.
The armor that he is wearing, the scale mail, is glowing. His shield is glowing very brightly, very similar to your sword whenever you... If someone were to use Detect Empowerments on you and would see your sword.
Twinkle, twinkle.
It's very bright. His helmet. His sword. And that seems to be it. So pretty much everything he's wearing, essentially. Outside of his boots.
I assume that these are blessed.
Yes, they're all blue.
And he's
Some are a little bit more empowered, like have more of a hefty empowerment on them. Some of them are just, generic, uncommon items.
generic but uncommon.
What's that?
We like those two. Little baby ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what you see.
You open this.
Yes, I can do that.
The ranger with the broken hand is having problems. What
Another
else?
note she has here is to have your cat, your snow leopard, sized up to have barding made for it.
Yes, I want that because the DR stinks. Quite frankly, at this point.
So then, the next morning, you guys, unless you guys have anything else during the night that you want to, do.
Other than sleep. I can't think of anything.
Okay. Alright, so next morning you guys come down. Conlon has breakfast ready for you guys as you come down.
Good job, Conlon.
Thank you, Grandma.
Food!
Mikhail comes down, seemingly very well rested. He actually stayed downstairs and slept on one of the couches that you guys are. Is that what's a formal
The chairs.
of a couch? What's a formal way of saying that?
Sofa.
Yeah, sofa. He slept on the sofa.
One of the sofas, because we have more than one.
Yes, he uses very formal terms whenever he speaks.
He slept on.
But he comes down and he goes, well, you guys come down to breakfast, and he joins you at the table and says, well, I appreciate you guys allowing me to spend the night here in your home. It's been a while since I've gotten a nice, comfy night's rest. Most of my nights are spent out in the wilderness, either camping or along the side of the road. Occasionally I get to spend the night in a city or a town, in an inn, but...
In an inn. Mm-hmm.
Much of my time, sometimes I find myself sleeping in an inn and waking up the next day and not being in that inn and being somewhere else sometimes, but it is what it is. But this breakfast certainly seems very delicious. I'm eager to take part.
So long as he doesn't say what excellent boiled potatoes, we're good.
So
Wonderful. Glad to provide that for new teammate Cal.
Mm-hmm. If you're part of the team, we gotta take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm happy to be part of the team as long as I am bid to be
Kindred, you're
here.
like Kindred's first cousin, Cal.
Kin of the kindred.
Okay. Right.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
All right. I must say, he looks over at Sybil and says, you had me a bit concerned yesterday in your... whatever form it was that you had on whenever we were fighting off against those creatures, but I'm glad that you managed to have that under control. I would hate to see you out of control.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to see her.
Yeah, me too. It's usually pretty under control. Don't do that super often. It's not wise. But, yeah. It's good. It's all good.
I am curious how you came about such a transformation or such a ability to do so. Is this can't be a natural thing, I imagine.
Not at all.
It's a disease I picked up along our adventure.
Oh.
It's an affliction, not a superpower.
Well, one of the abilities that the Creator has gifted me with is to be able to cure diseases. If you ever wish to be rid of this disease, perhaps I can be of assistance. Only if you wish to be rid of it, of course.
I'll give it some thought. I don't know, it might be a little weird. It's kind of an empowered disease. I don't know if that changes stuff.
Ah, I see.
But I assure you, our friends are armed with a little bit of a defense against it, but apparently it might take an hour to kick in. And it might kill me, so we'll never know.
Well, that does not sound positive, yes. Or, well,
Advantageous.
yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary, not gonna lie. But we'll cross that road if we come to it, which we won't need to. Hopefully. At least
Hopefully.
spontaneously.
If the creator wills.
Alright, so, unless there's any other conversations, we can...
Yeah, I want to know about your artifact, Kel. Your awakening an artifact, is that accurate?
Yes, that is accurate. It is a shield over there. I found it while exploring an ancient ruin, and it seemed to be calling out to me and wishing to be bonded with myself, and upon bonding with it, I was afterwards being sent to various different places to help out either a village in need or various other situations where I could be of assistance, whether it's helping a village protect a village, or join an adventuring party that's going into a dire circumstance or what have you. But those seem to be the situations that I always seem to find myself in after coming in contact with this shield, and as I have done so, aspects of it have been revealed to me and has offered new abilities for me to strengthen my ability to help those that I am with, whether it be making them harder to hit, or healing them, or a variety of other means.
And it's just from the shield.
Yes.
Okay, just double checking. One never knows these
Two
things.
clarifying questions. What does call out mean, and can you define awaken?
Say that again?
Define call out and awaken.
Yeah, what do you mean by it called out to you? And
Well, it just seemed
what does
to
awaken
be
mean? Like, define
drawn to
awaken.
me. It was one of those things that I felt drawn to go to the ruins where I found it. But once I was in the room with it, I seemed drawn to it. I felt drawn to the artifact.
Couldn't stop
Yeah,
thinking
to
about
like
it.
voice or anything, just to relate, like, I need this thing.
It was, I guess you could consider it like a voice, but it was more like a whisper on the breeze,
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
so to speak.
Where were these ruins, may I ask?
These were in, I don't know if you're familiar with the area, but the Badlands, which are on the southern part of Praxis, southern part of Praxis.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm aware of its existence. I might have been once.
Or twice. At least to the gate.
Give me 1 second here. I got something in my throat. I need to get out.
Go for it. Yeah, we've been to the Badlands a time or two before. Or at least to the gate.
That is much better. Holy cow. I just got this thing just hanging right there.
A froggy.
Alright.
The froggy's all gone.
Yeah, not many folks venture into the Badlands, and I was surprised myself. I've never been to the Badlands, but I was led to go there, so I went and happened upon ruins of a city, and making my way through, eventually found myself in a temple, and underneath the temple there was various passageways that I made my way through, and eventually found myself into a room that I guess would have been a treasury of sorts, but the only thing left was this shield just laying in the middle of the room. I was hesitant at first, but like I said, I was drawn felt drawn to it, so I approached it, and it's never left my side since. And I have formed a close bond with it.
Seems like it's working out.
Yes, it has saved my life on multiple occasions and has saved many of those that I have been with and helped as well. What's that face for?
I was just like, that's a nice way to say it saved my butt many times. That's where my brain
He
goes.
calls a couch a sofa. What do you expect?
He did not say save my butt, but he said it in a fancy way.
Just like sofa.
Fancy way of saving my butt.
I have to say, during my rearing, I never imagined myself to be the adventuring type. I always thought that I would stay at home and that would be that. Eventually get married and have a family, but once I felt that call of the Creator upon my life to be a fighter in His name, I couldn't help but follow His lead in where He was leading me, and I didn't grow up on Praxis. I grew up here on this continent, or on the continent where you found me, on Ifazera.
I was like, I think we're on Praxis. What continent
Yeah,
are
it
we
took
on?
me a minute to catch that. But
Well, I mean, yeah.
through years of time wandering and following the leading of where I felt that the Creator was taking me, I eventually found my way to Praxis, and eventually down to the Badlands, and, well, you've heard the rest. So, but if I were to go back, I wouldn't change any of it.
Relatable story. I had to make a few phone calls and then we pop back into the snow, yeah?
Sounds fine to me.
Mm-hmm. Prepare for your butt to need saving once again.
If you say so.
I do.
You even notice, like, with, like, the way that he's eating and everything is very, it's almost like, you know, whenever you, see in a movie of, like, somebody in royalty, like, no, you have to pick up, like, this, and you have to use this first, this utensil or whatever, you know, and you have to sit up straight, and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I know all about that.
That,
Kara knows all
like,
about that.
that is him to a T. Like, he is just proper and formal, like, the whole way through.
He hasn't been out and about as long as Kara has. Otherwise, he would have lost that by now.
That's debatable.
I don't think so. Kara's been out and about for 2 to 3 years.
I still don't like camping.
Yeah,
It's been,
Sybil grew up in
almost
a...
half a year. Sybil
Sybil,
still doesn't like camping.
yeah,
Well,
Sybil
that's
grew
'cause
up in
you're
a
a
noble
cleric.
family, and, you know, she's been out and about with you guys adventuring for a while now, and she's still...
Well,
She still has manners!
Well, I am a half-elf ranger, okay?
And she's a human knight cleric.
See? She's got
and
more frou-frou.
something else in there, I forget.
She's got more frou-frou-y
Not yet, I have
tendencies.
to level up once
And it
more.
doesn't
Oh,
have to
okay.
do with her home life.
Alright,
Anyway,
so phone calls.
Ding-a-ling!
ring ring. Okay, I guess I'll do shelters since that's hopefully a today thing.
Okay.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings and salutations.
Yes.
Whoa, your paladin is showing interest. Okay. Anyway, was wondering if tonight would be a good time to pop over. I think I'll have time to spare. for training purposes.
Sure, this evening should be fine.
Lovely. I hope I'll say that after we're done. Okay.
Let's tell you guys.
I think that's all I wanted to say specifically. If the minute isn't over, it can be over.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right. Any other conversations? I know you said something about wanting to talk to your mom, but if you just want to call her and say, hey, you know, we're wanting to have you guys over for dinner or something like that, then that's that. But unless there's something else you wanted to talk to her about.
That was pretty much it. Of the invitation of not tonight, but tomorrow night coming over.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Is it just her, or is it her and your father?
Yeah, it could be both of them for sure.
Okay.
If they're free, I mean, it could just be one. Depends if they're not free, but it'd be nice. At least one of them, for sure.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. She says, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. As far as I know, your father and I are free. Tomorrow evening.
Fantastic.
Well, we will see you then. Alright, so then you guys are teleporting to the snow. So you guys, let me switch over music here. So you guys teleport back to the winter scape of Dragon's Reach and continue your trek towards what you have heard and have been trying to find, this Khazad Zar. You make your way several hours through the snow. And I want everybody to roll... Yes. I want everybody to roll a 6th sense check for me.
That's percent, right?
It is, and it is
Because it's
on
from the
your
bottom of it.
talents. Yes.
Okay. I'm getting there, okay? I'm getting there. Give me a second. Hey. One of my percentage die is missing from the red section.
Oh, you got plenty of other dice to use.
I know. But they were gonna match. And look like
Well,
I had
they
my
can
act
match. You
together.
just use the...
Okay, Turbine failed, Sybil got a standard success.
I got a 0.
I got a major success.
I got
Okay.
a 0, which I think is a major success, right?
I don't know what you mean by a 0.
A 0 and a 0.
That's 100%.
100%. 0 and 0.
Yeah, if you got 3 zeros, it's 100%.
So the crit fail.
That's a critical fail. So you are...
That doesn't make
You
sense.
are-
If 1 is good, 0 should
If
be
you would have
great.
rolled a 1 on either of those, it would have been way better. But you
Let's
rolled
just move on.
You rolled the
I'm
worst
getting
you
over
possibly...
the flair.
You
Let's
rolled
move
the
on.
worst you possibly can roll on a percentage die.
Let's
For
go.
any situation whatsoever.
I'm getting over the flu. Let's just move on.
Okay, so those of you that succeeded, that
Which isn't
just
me.
succeeded with a standard success, you get the sense after wandering through the snow and making your way through the storm that is still going on in this area, you get the sense and the feeling that you're being followed and watched at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Raylog, I believe you said you had a major success.
Yes.
You definitely pick this up and are like, yeah, just that feeling of like something almost stalking you, but at the same time, like it's not the feeling of like dread of like, oh, there's like this, like something is stalking me and it's stalking me as prey, but something is following you, but it's keeping its distance, and you're not sure where it's coming from.
The half-elf ranger is like, I got nothing.
Yeah, there's a
I don't know
storm
what your
going
problem
on.
is.
This is throwing me off.
Achoo! Achoo! Hey! Don't make me come over there.
Well, I'll let the rest of the party know that I feel like something is following us. It's stalking us. I'm not sure where, but I just got this feeling.
Okay, Miss Clavel.
I'm
Something
kinda
is
feeling
not
the
right.
same.
What's that?
What,
I
Kim?
was agreeing with
Oh.
Raylon. Do I
Okay.
happen to see any, what would I would assume to be invisible people, like within about, say, 10 feet of anybody in particular?
You don't see anything invisible. Make an awareness check for me. How far does your cloak see out to for invisibility?
120 feet.
Okay.
This is sight. So,
Yes. Sight.
brings this to 59. About 34. So, that was it puts me in major.
Okay. You notice through your cloak, since you can see invisible creatures, you notice through your cloak, just briefly, every once in a while, you see several forms, floating forms that just seem kind of ethereal and seem to be not blowing with the fierce wind that is blowing from the storm, but almost as if there was no wind at all, that their form would be shifting as if there was a bit of a breeze. But you see several humanoid looking forms that are very ethereal and just hovering above the ground, and then they like come into your view at like 120 feet out and then disappear, and then you see one over here and then just at different spots behind you guys, keeping pace with you guys, but they're not walking through the snow, they're just kind of hovering above it.
Do they seem like humanish sized or like small dwarfy sized?
They seem to be. So
Bigger, like Raylon?
there's some that are short and stocky, like a dwarf, and then there's others that are more of like a human and elven size.
I can see some kind of people. I think they're almost a shadow of their former selves, perhaps. Hard to tell.
Oh, Mikkel speaks up and says, well, in an area, a region like this, with this type of a storm and harsh conditions, I can't imagine anyone that would venture out here and possibly get lost and doesn't have the ability to retreat to their home and be able to enjoy a warm night's rest or meal. I can't imagine that anyone venturing out here and without the ability to do those things and possibly get lost, surviving in these harsh conditions. I'm sure there's plenty of individuals that have ventured out here for one reason or another, or from what I understand from this region, it once was populated by several towns and villages, that suddenly were vacated for one reason or another. And because of the harsh conditions that started springing up, I can imagine there's probably a few individuals that linger in these parts. Possibly. I wouldn't say that it would be their body that lingers, but a spirit of some kind.
So, for lack of better terms, you think they're ghosts?
It's possible. Can't say I've ever come across one myself, but I've read a few things about such things existing.
Creature lore check or something? Or would this be a religion check?
Yeah, sure. If you, Torvine, want to do some kind of check for that, you can do that. This would be more along the lines of like, this would be more of like a religion check.
12.
Oh.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, I have creature lore and animal lore too, but...
Yeah, this is more of a like a religion check.
Yeah, don't have that.
Okay.
Not in my non-weapon ability.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow.
Last I checked anyway.
Torvine has a good success. And I have a good... Nope, I have 2. Major success.
Okay. I mean, this definitely sounds like ghosts to you. If what Mikkel is describing is what these entities are, then more than likely these are ghosts that are following you, which you know from your guys' success levels that you got. Ghosts are individuals that died where their spirit lingers in the world because they have some sort of business or unfinished business that they want to conclude before passing on. Something about whatever happened to them, or there's something that they feel like they need to conclude before they're willing to be at peace. And their spirit refuses to move on and lingers, and because of that, they're very much a shell of their former self, but there are some memories a lot of the time that reside there, but it's very limited. Because of it also being a shell, sometimes individuals that in life would be very hospitable and kind might be irritable and be more prone to attack someone that they come across. And so it's kind of a up in the air scenario when ghosts are involved.
Cool.
Nobody knows it's gonna happen.
I guess I'll share that information with the group.
Yes.
But if what Mikkel is describing, situations of, folks wandering into this region for one reason or another and then getting lost and then passing away from either being frozen to death or, being eaten by yetis or what have you, if there was something that they felt that they left unfinished and needed to have taken care of and were not willing to pass on, then it wouldn't be unheard of for a region like this, especially one that has been changed so drastically, even if it was ages ago. But that information has been passed on to you guys, and you guys can do with it what you will.
You heard that. We're allowed to do whatever we want with that.
Sure does.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'll open up Galtra's field guide just in the blank page and be like, ghosts. There are ghosts.
Just so you know. Ghosts, man. Ghosts. You know, the woo ghost. Those things.
Well, it's a lot of like,
Okay.
they look a lot like what we see in like the Haunted Mansion or whatever, like that movie, where they look a lot like themselves or whatever, but like there's no legs and it's just like their
Like
clothing
Lieutenant
just
Dan?
like goes like stops like at the knees or maybe a little bit farther up, but it looks like they're wearing clothes and everything like they normally would on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's what she's seeing.
Yes. Minus legs.
Yeah.
I guess as long as they're not directly attacking us or affecting us, we can just keep going on without.
So as you guys continue to progress over the next hour, Sybil, you notice with your cloak that these ghosts are slowly getting closer to the group. They went from being like just on the outskirts of your 120 feet to about 80 feet now. And they just gradually are getting closer.
Oh yeah, they're getting closer. I can see them pretty consistently now.
Yeah. It seems like every once in a while they'll go down and like into the ground and whatnot, and then next thing you know they're just popping up a little bit closer to where you guys are.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfy.
And then they'll just, keep pace with you guys, and then they'll disappear through the ground and then whoop, show up a little bit closer. Yep.
We're following the road still, right?
Yep.
Yep, we still road warriors. That's what we are.
I have no idea if we're getting closer to like a pit stop town or something, so that might be why they're showing up. Hard to tell because we can't see very sure.
Well, where you guys left off the day before, you had about a day and a half before you got to the middle part of the mountains where you believe the city entrance is. So at this point, you've hit the about half day mark at this point.
Time for
travel.
lunch.
So that's up to you guys whether or not you want to take a break and
Lunch
eat
or not.
behind while huddling, behind one of these ice, outcroppings or whatever. But
Huddle.
that's up to you guys.
Are we stopping to eat and huddle or not?
I mean, I don't really want to stop with these things getting closer.
Let's just keep going. Because with this weather, it's not as if it's gonna get better if we stop.
Okay.
Because we don't know what's ahead, so we should just keep going.
So you guys continue to progress forward, and as the next hour goes by, these ghosts gradually continue to get closer to the party. At this point, they're about 40 feet or so from you, and you see that there's about 20 of them at this point that are just following you guys and gradually getting closer.
A great cloud of
Are
witnesses.
they like saying anything, or is it just a visible? Like, are they looking at us? Or just
Yeah, oh no, they're looking at you. It's
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're quietly just following you, and a lot of them look, some female, some male. Some of them look like soldiers. Some of them look like what you would imagine peasants from whatever of this area, what they maybe would have looked like. Yeah, there's a variety of them, but all like dwarven size or like. And now that they're a little bit closer and you can make out a little bit of detail, the ones that are like you and Kara's size are all elven.
That's good to know.
Not trash.
So it seems like all dwarves and elves that are
I got something
Following.
in common. Yeah.
your half-elf.
Okay.
I know. Got
Guys,
something in common.
they're almost within about walking distance. Do you want me to like say something to them before they like get on us, or what?
Who are you saying this to?
I'm asking the group
The
if they would want to initiate contact potentially to these ghosts before they get like severely close.
You know what Kara says to that? What ghosts?
There's
The
ghosts?
ones I've been telling you about for the last 3 hours.
The who? The what? The where?
I'm about to ghost all of you.
That's not why I grabbed my green blanket and
Leave
passed
us on
through the
red.
green screen.
What's that, Kevin?
Leaves us on red.
No.
Okay.
Message and then no response.
I'm interacting here. I said, what ghosts? Ghosts where? I am not aware of these ghosts that you speak of.
So, thoughts, Rayla, Kara, no.
You know my thoughts. What ghosts?
Right, yep, mm-hmm.
Those are my
If they're
thoughts.
insightful, I will take that into consideration. Next.
Thank you.
I mean, it probably would be good to confront them, or at least understand what they're doing, instead of just letting them do it and there being this big question of what they're doing and if they're going to attack us or what.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking before they get within immediate striking distance.
Can you give me a pen or pencil out of the pouch that I have in
yeah.
here?
How are you going to do this?
I don't know, I think I was just gonna say, hey, ghost man with the cool scarf. What's up? That's kind of that was my go-to plan. I always
Okay.
have better ideas.
Do we know if he has like a weapon out or anything?
Some of them are soldiers, so I think they have weapons kind of available.
Okay. I mean, then I'd probably draw my weapons, but like have them in my hands, but not like pose in a threatening way, I guess, as we do this.
Okay. Available. Okay.
Us threatening, never.
Okay. Thoughts, Cal?
Ugh.
Because I would say we're still walking as we're talking about this.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But the weather the way it is, it's not like we want to lose any ground.
So are we going to continue walking and then talk to them, or are we going to have to stop and talk
Yeah,
to
I
them?
think this is like a walk and talk kind of a thing.
Okay, so they're next to us, not behind us.
I thought they
They're
were behind
pretty
us.
in face, so.
I thought they were behind us.
And there's like 20 of them, so I got loads of people to pick them up.
Oh.
Okay.
Why are you...
Okay. Guess
What are you
we'll
doing?
try that. We'll just
I'm
pick
doing what I feel
the
like.
dwarf
I feel like putting my head down, so I'm gonna put my head
ghost and try to talk to it.
Okay. So you turn around and you're still like walking backwards. Am I understanding
Yeah.
correctly?
down. Risky business, but
Okay. I mean, at this point, they've closed in a little bit farther. They're about 30 feet at this point. But as you turn around, they all just continue to follow, but they don't come any closer. However, one of them seems to come in front of the rest of the group and seems to be the spokesperson, I guess you could say. As you seem to want to have a conversation.
The mouth.
Yeah, I guess I'll address the closest one.
And is it like really stormy and windy and blizzardy and stuff right now?
Yep.
Yep. That's why they can't see the snow leopard. That's what's up.
Hey there, friend. How's it going? You know where we're going?
Who are you?
The entity or the ghost looks at you and kind of like cocks its head to the side, almost like an inquisitive animal of sorts. And then its mouth opens and begins speaking to you in a gaspy, like exhale, like that's always what it sounds like. Them just exhaling all of the air that would be what you would imagine in their lungs is kind of what it sounds like. Yeah, it's constantly like that. And the individual, or this ghost, speaks to you and says, "Hello." That's it.
Does everybody hear it? Hello? Or...
Oh yeah, everybody hears it. At this point, like, everybody can see this individual just hovering above the ground, and he's not invisible anymore.
Oh, those ghosts.
Yeah, you just see one individual. You do not see multiple individuals. Only Kim sees multiple individuals.
That ghost. That's what you were talking about. Oh.
It's nice to see you. It's a good day, isn't it, for a blizzard?
'Tis normal.
I thought they were gonna say something like, when you're in this state that we're in, it's always cold. It's always cold when you're a ghost.
It just says, it's normal.
Mm-hmm. Why are you
Is
following
that what he
us?
said? It's normal?
Yeah, it's normal.
Oh. Okay.
Why are you following us?
Gotcha.
Are you interested in where we are going, or is it because you know where we're going?
You aren't from here.
Obviously. This much is true, yes.
Where are you from?
We come from the continent of Praxthos, and individually we come from all over that continent. But we travel together as a group of friends. We travel different places trying to help people in any way that we can when they need help.
You help us, perhaps?
That depends on what that would look like. So long as it does not go against what the Creator would will. And we don't know what your history is or how you came to be in this state.
At this point, you guys start to see multiple individual ghosts start popping up into view. Besides just this one that you see. As he finishes saying, you help us, perhaps.
I gave my answer. So it's their turn.
We... How would he say this?
It's okay. We'll wait.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
So
of
we're
a...
like, you're probably getting ready to revoke dead if need be.
Trying to think of how best to word this.
I'd say run it by me, but the window for that is closed. Because we're live now.
all of us met our end by the same creature, same thing.
This creature wouldn't happen to be like a dragon, would it?
No.
Oh, well, that's good. Can you describe the creature that did create this end? This quite unfulfilling.
You see them like
end.
thinking, like there's a look of like they should know, but
They
can't recall either because they don't actually know what killed them, other than all of them have a similar story and have ended up dead and are lingering for the same reason, because something killed them and they want that creature to be
Killed and returned.
taken care of.
And they don't know what the creature is.
Correct.
So whatever came and got them and whiffed out their life, it was something that came quick, suddenly. Well, it came suddenly, and they were caught unawares. Possibly?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Do you have any more questions for them, Kim or Ray Ray?
One of the other ghosts kind of meanders around from behind the individual that's been conversing with the group and says, you see this guard, like a dwarf guard, and doesn't have any weapons out or anything, but you see like what would be like a battle axe on like his back, like hooked to his back and whatnot, and he looks up at your group and says, there was this laughter. It laughed as it killed.
So, humanoid.
And then another one
Humanoid.
from behind doesn't move forward, but you hear
Its voice.
its voice. It sounds female-esque, saying, the laughter. And then you start to hear laughter, like the laughter, like echo throughout the group that is...
Like a shared memory.
Yes. And
Echoes of a shared memory.
everything goes quiet again. Will you help us?
Turns to Sybil and Raylog. You guys' thoughts on this? Sib, Ray.
Quarterline is totally down. He'd probably say something like, this laughter has, kept these people from moving on as the creator would intend, so we should stop it or something. That's probably Quarterline.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, me too.
What about you, Ray?
I mean, I think we can do it. We definitely can potentially have the bird keep going, maybe.
What do
Yeah.
you think?
I could send Festus ahead for us while we try and track down the creepy laughter thing. That sounds horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
No.
Just to...
Are we close to where that occurred? Where they died?
I would assume.
Are
so.
you asking them?
Yeah.
Just to give a little context of what some of these other ones look like. The one that's been speaking to you seems to look. He looks like a noble of some sort, but you can tell from the way that he looks that more than likely this was probably a dark elf at one point, and a noble of that at that. So may have been overseer of some sort for a town or village or something nearby, or perhaps was a noble in the city that you guys are heading towards, or perhaps an ambassador from another city in Syndaxia being sent to this region. You don't know, but whoever this individual was looks to be of some importance. Anyway, he responds with a name, Mern Budher.
Who?
Mern Budher.
And that's spelled.
Mern is the first part. It's a 2-word name. Mern
Space.
BadUhr.
Mern Badur. Okay. Thank you for spelling that out.
Okay. Would you say Mernborough is close to Khazad Zar?
Yes.
Good news. We're heading the right way. Do you think it's to the east or to the west of it?
East or west?
Of
Here.
what?
Of where we are right now.
Of what Khazad Zar?
Oh.
So is it like further than the city, or is it closer?
It's closer. It's actually the village that is on the left side of the entrance to the city.
Nice. Wow.
How far away are we from that?
At this point, you guys are a little bit over a half a day of travel, so you have a little less than a day of travel left.
Okay.
That's like right on our way. We should be there kind of soon. Swell. Yeah, you tell us a little bit about the laughter so we can be prepared and actually help you.
It says, we are unable to rest and be at peace until this creature is vanquished. It uses us. Or uses a part of us.
That's not good.
When that part is no longer being used, we can be at peace.
Peace. It sounds
So
very
can you tell
important
us
for
maybe
you.
what the laughter looks like? Or how it stole a piece of you?
All of them kind of just look at each other, like, with an inquisitive look of, like, do you know? Do you know? Do you know? And none of them seem to...
Nice.
One thing you do notice on all of them is that there is this large piercing wound right around where their heart would be.
Do we notice anything about the shape of it that would give us an idea of what creature got to them?
Think about like a railroad tie size, like hole that's just like clean through
Okay.
them.
So it's not like a claw mark or a bite mark or anything.
No, it's like, like I said, a railroad tie, like a rail,
piercing.
yeah, like a long railroad tie, like it went straight through them.
Okay.
I don't know why, but on the recording, for some reason, I look very red.
It's because of the lighting.
I was gonna say, is it the lighting?
It's the lighting, yeah.
Okay.
And anything that you have that the light might be reflecting.
Are there any
Maybe
other
a couple
A
red
square
things.
hole like a railroad tie?
It's not. It's more round than square. But I'm just trying to say it's a chunky looking hole, and it goes like straight through them.
Okay, you're just giving us the size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can adjust. I can mess with it whenever we do a break. What's that, Kim? I'm sorry.
Are there any other visible wounds other than this hole?
It seems like there's just one. There's just that. Like, some of them do have scars on the face, but nothing that is, like, standing out other than this hole that is in, like, the same spot for all of them.
Okay. Okay. Well, we will head towards this thing, and we'll see what we can do. Do you happen to have a remembery? Ooh, that was a dwarven word.
Remember?
Memory of your name.
Memory of what?
Of your name. Do you remember your name?
Who are you?
They kind of just look at you with a puzzled look.
Cool. That's fine. You can just call me the leader. That's okay. This is leader number 2, little one. Just kidding. That was a joke.
The one that's been talking to you guys kind of does a bow. Like a...
You don't. It was a joke. It's okay. Okay, onwards.
And as you guys progress into the storm, they just stay where they were and watch you guys make your way further into the storm. You guys finish out the rest of the day, and you are a half a day from the city at this point. Up to you on whether you want to pop back or whether you want to stay the night out here in the wintry conditions.
Like a husky
Ugh. No.
in a hole and let the snow just accumulate on you.
Don't like normal camping. I don't want to camp in the snow.
I mean, if you gotta go, you still gotta dig a hole somewhere, but you know. Colton's like, you're in your weird stage of the afternoon. Don't listen to the ranger in her weird mindset moment.
You need to tell our ghost buddies, hey, we're gonna pop out, we'll be back. That'd be super weird.
Excuse us.
I really don't want them to follow us.
Excuse us.
No, they didn't.
One moment.
They stopped and didn't move from where you guys talked to them.
Oh, okay.
They just
Oh,
stayed
they
there.
just stayed there?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna wait for us to come
Yes,
back
we
to
travel
us.
half a day from where we last spoke, or roughly from where we spoke to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's been all day of travel then?
Yeah, so you guys have done a full day of travel. You have a half a day before you reach the city, or where you believe the city
Okay.
entrance to be.
Right.
Mhm.
Alright. Sounds like a full day. Let's head back.
Okay, about
See you
face.
next. Later.
Okay. So you guys head back to Morningdale and spend the night once again in your warm home. Expect with a warm meal in your belly. This is not helping Marie at all with
Depends on
staying
your
awake
definition
at all.
of health. It's that time of the afternoon on a Sunday.
Yeah, you were
okay?
so energetic on the way home, and
I
now you're
told
just
you this
dead.
would happen. The
I
iced
knew it was gonna
coffee-
happen.
The iced coffee is
You
gone.
should have waited until like this point to start drinking it.
No,
Yes.
no.
Drink more of your armor drink over there. You'll be fine.
Only because you can't.
Alright,
experience
so
it.
unless anybody has conversations they want to have or whatever, we'll just move on to the next day. Okay. So next day, warm meal to
Did
meal.
I do the training thing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The thing.
Okay.
The thing that you were gonna do.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, I'll be there, and then like didn't.
Yeah, no, you get to train with Galataris in your dragon mindscape thing, if that's what you were hoping to do.
I mean, if he needs to for time's sake, if he doesn't need to, then we don't need to.
It depends on how long you want to train.
I think it would
if
be
it's-
helpful.
Yeah.
If it's like an hour or two, it's not an issue, but if you're wanting a more prolonged training session, then it probably would be best for him to
I mean, this is technically his call. He's in charge of this shindig.
well, he doesn't know how long you wish to train, that's all.
Till I'm better? I don't know.
I wish to train until I'm awesome!
When do I reach the level of awesome?
I mean, I'm already awesome, but more awesome than I already am awesome. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Those are not the words Sybil would use, but yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It does.
Yes, it does.
Also,
I was just double
since I'm
checking.
in Kingsford, it'd be cool to swing over to the temple and see if Isaac can look up anything on this other place.
If Isaac what?
If he can, since I'm in Kingsford, I'd swing over to the temple and see if he can find anything on Murbadur.
Mirbadir.
Murbadur.
Murnbudher. Gotta make it
That's what I
sound more dwarven.
Burn.
Murnbudher. Besides, like, the fact that it's the larger of the towns that were outside the main city, most of the business that they did was through, like, farming and whatnot, and then producing that for the city, and they had also a lot of commerce coming in through just from people coming and visiting the city, or people coming from the city to come and get fresh vegetables or things like that, but then also picking up other things while being in town. That's essentially it. It wasn't known for anything else other than that, really.
Okay. No, like, just names of the, like, local leadership or anything noted or jotted in there, that's all.
There is a mention of... Oh, let me look at my notes here so I give you the right term.
For the law.
Okay. There was one individual that You know from the studies that you've done for Syndaxia and the little bit of research that you've done, kind of how their hierarchy of leadership goes. How there's the emperor that is essentially the king, and then he has counselors that counsel him, and then also give advice, but they also are his way of accomplishing his will across the kingdom, and those counselors are called regents, and then each of the regents had hands that assisted them and were kind of their right hand individual that would like handle the day-to-day stuff, and the regents really just kind of the regents were more of like rulers of like a particular city, and then the hands were more of like the governor, I guess you could say, or maybe not the governor, like the mayor, I guess you could say, that would handle the stuff with the day-to-day folks, and then if there was any like big approval stuff that needed to be done, it would be taken to the regent. But other than that, like each town and village in the kingdom kind of had it wouldn't be a city council member, but they would have, it wouldn't be a chief either.
What?
But there was always an individual that was in charge and would report.
An elder?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with an elder.
Town elder.
That would report to the hand if there was an issue going on in a village or town, or there was something that the hand contacted them about and said, I need you to look into this for me, or, you know, what's going on, why is there a food shortage from your village, or something like that. So, but this elder, there's a name for a particular elder for that town outside of the city there, and the name is Folen, Folen.
Does it mention if they're dwarf?
What's that?
Does that seem like a elf or a dwarf? Does it say, or?
That it sounds more of a elven name.
Oh, that's kind of what I thought. Who was I talking to? Who was the main ghost guy?
You didn't get a name.
Right. Like, I know he didn't have a name because he was very confused. But was that an elf or was that a dwarf?
It was an elf.
Okay. There isn't any mention of, like, districts or anything in Khazad Zar, I guess.
Any what?
Like, city districts in Khazad Zar or anything like that might help us when we get there.
Nothing mentioned. Nothing that Isaac has come across has mentioned like different like layers or districts for the city. Or even layouts, really.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, it makes sense. It is like really far away and really old, but I mean, if it's as big as Kingsford, to walk across is that point.
Yeah, if it's as big as Kingsford, it's got some depth to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we'll be there in like a day. We're so prepared. Okay. Cool. I'd also like to take this time, as Isaac does the majority of the studying, to basically draw out the people that we farsighted on, get it to paper, so we have that.
Okay.
Then I guess when we're done, I'll pop back to Morningdale and have a nice sleep.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, so, following day. You guys wake up, have your morning meal, and head off back to the wizard wasteland of Dragon's Reach, hoping to reach the entrance to the city. So, as you get closer and you get towards the half day mark, you guys eventually sense that the storm is starting to die down a bit. It's not as harsh as it has been for the last couple days. And as you make your way closer to this half day's travel, you come across basically what you guys, or what we would consider as like the eye of a hurricane type deal, where it's just calm. However, as you look up through, there's like this big dome that you can't see the sky, but you can see the storm is just going over this massive dome-like pocket. Yes, that is being unaffected by the storm. At least there's snow falling, but there's no wind and, things like that blowing.
It's not as intense.
And the snow itself is not, it's not like a super heavy snow, but it's considerable. But you make your way in and you can see off in the distance, probably about hour and a half, maybe, off in the distance, a section of the mountain that curves in on itself and what looks to be a large structure built into the side of the mountain. And closer to you guys, and from that, is what looks to be a town sitting there along the edge of the mountains.
Ooh, a town.
That seems to be more of a
There are habitations.
snow-covered, ruined town of sorts.
Does it look like there's any living?
From this distance, you
there?
don't see any movement going on in the town.
I wasn't sure if we were close enough to tell if there was any life happening in there. Either way, it would be a good place to take shelter from the storm.
And depending on whether you guys want to use, Festus or what have you, that's up to you on whether you want to do some scouting before you progress more into this calm area.
Ray, Sybil, what do you think about scouting?
Yeah, I thought about it.
And thoughts were?
How does it look like really big, like a big town? Like Kings Harbor sized? Or more like smaller, like Morningdale sized, or something in between?
The town?
Yeah.
The town looks probably about this similar in size to Morningdale.
Okay, so not super big. That may or may not be where we will find the creepy laughter, so I wouldn't get too comfortable if I were you.
Comfortable. I would love to just get comfortable in this little town.
I mean, as we walk closer.
Bless you, what?
But that's what's happening.
I can't tell what she said after
Sorry,
she
it's
said
not
unless.
I could probably send Festus ahead of us if you want.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Because he'll be able to tell us how intense the storm is ahead of us.
There is no storm.
I thought there was! If we're in the
It
middle
is,
of it,
you are like passing a threshold, and then there's like this massive domed area that is
the center
not,
of the storm.
yeah, it's like,
Which means further ahead, if you keep going through the calm
you can
part, you'll
see
hit more storm.
past the mountains, and you can see way off in the distance to the point where, like, if there was sun and you see like little ripples on the horizon, you can see that the storm continues off in the distance, but it is way out there. This is a massive dome that goes on for miles that you guys have. That's like an eye of the hurricane type deal.
I got that part. That's why I'm like, eventually the storm is gonna hit us again. Like the
Well,
center of
you
the
guys
storm
would be
is
into the
good
city before that happens.
Okay, so are we sending Festus into the city before we get there?
Aye, sir.
Okay,
To
alright.
the town or the city?
I thought we were talking about the same place.
There's both?
Okay, you remember from Lord of the Rings how Erebor is,
Yeah, I know.
and you have the dwarven city that's built into the mountain.
Yes.
That's the city, but then you also have the town that's built off to the side.
I was talking about the town.
Okay,
The place that we can
because we have
immediately
the town
see.
and we have the city.
I was talking about the town that we can immediately see that we were describing earlier.
We can clearly see both.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see the entrance, and you can to the city, and you can see the town.
I'm talking about the town because I'm assuming we reach the town before we reach the city.
Yeah, the town at this point is several football fields away from you guys.
That's why I say let's send
Yeah, I think
Festus ahead. Let's send Festus ahead.
The town.
Let's send Festus ahead into the town to make sure that there's no ambushes. Just because it looks like there's no life doesn't mean there's not an ambush waiting to happen.
So we send in Festus.
That's what I was
Yep,
suggesting.
Festus to the town.
That's what I was suggesting.
Okay. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so you send Festus towards the town. And as he gets closer, he does see movement within the town.
Oh boy.
He also starts to, I believe he can hear stuff as well. He hears a slight, like it's faint, but it's like this. It's laughter that's on the wind that he can hear as he gets closer to the town.
Oh, we're getting close to where the stuff
It's
happened.
faint, but he can hear this faint,
Is it cackling?
like think
Or
like
cackling?
the Joker laughing.
So it is cackling.
Yes, it's very much. It sounds very much like that, but it's like carried on the wind, and then it's gone, and then it's carried on the wind again, and then it's gone.
Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this. Ray, Sybil, what are your thoughts? Which require thinking. What are your thoughts?
Well, what does Festus
I
see in
think-
town?
What does he see?
Yeah, he said he saw movement. What kind of movement?
He sees humanoid figures slowly trudging their way through the snowy streets of the town.
Are they leaving?
And all of them just seem to be just casually just meandering their way through thoughtlessly and lifelessly almost.
No purpose.
Yeah. making their way through the streets of this snowy town.
Like zombies!
Yeah, not skeletons. They all have flesh on them still and ragged clothing.
But they're not all there.
And as he gets closer, he can hear that laughter more and more clearly, and it's not so much on the wind anymore. And as he's hovering above the town, he can hear of the
more
humanoids
creatures to
making
fight.
their way through the town streets.
And they're not ghosts.
No, these
They
are
ghosts?
humanoid bodies moving and drudging their way through the snow.
And the look on Colton's face says, that's all you're gonna get out of me.
I mean, that must be the part of them that he kept
Uh-huh.
at tracks.
Yep.
Can Festus tell which side of the town the laughter might be coming from?
It seems to be coming from farther into the town and close to the base of the mountains.
Knew it.
Okay.
Like, the town setup seems very similar to the village that you guys found the snow leopard in, only it's bigger.
So there's only one way in, like we can't come in from the side or anything?
There's multiple entrances. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is multiple entrances.
There's not like a closed gate or anything.
Okay.
More
Right
like
before
there
the
was only one entrance, but now the wall
It's so
is
destroyed.
like broken down at one point and something smashed through it at some point.
The same thing that went. Everybody.
So are all the houses and everything kind of deteriorated like
Yep.
the other town?
Only snow covered, more so than what the village was that you guys found the snow leopard in.
Okay.
Is Festus within range to, like, within a mile of me, or no?
Yeah, the town itself was only a couple of football fields
Yeah.
away.
Alright, I was just trying to see if he can, like, telepathically share that information, or if I have to wait for him to come back.
I think it would be close enough for you to have that telepathic link.
Okay. I'd relay that information, and hopefully we can start girding to that side of the town
Okay.
as we wait for Festus and somebody comes.
Would Festus see something that would, I guess, resemble what would have given those holes in the people, in the ghosts? Would he understand what the source of that is?
The only thing that
Or
he
is he
sees,
able to seek that out?
the only thing that he sees moving right now, or that looks like alive, are these zombies just walking through the streets.
Okay.
Do the zombies have the holes?
Depends on how close he wants to get to look at them. I know he has like a, the keen bird's eye or whatever. Go ahead, roll an awareness check for him. See if.
Okay.
And was he going to essentially where he heard the almost like the source of the laughing? Was he continuing to go that way and investigate further, or I guess what was the plan there?
I was gonna wait until I knew how much we could communicate with him. But apparently we can communicate with him, so he's good to go. He got a good success.
Yeah, he getting a little closer, like hovering down a little bit and looking at some of them as they walk by and drudge by. He does see these wounds in their chest where one's heart would be. He does see holes in their chest.
Okay. Alright, well, with that information, I guess I'll send Festus towards the base of the mountain where this laughter is coming from.
Okay. So, makes its way to a building that looks kind of like a city hall type deal. And the doors are already, like, slightly ajar and everything. Windows are pretty much, like, smashed in, or at least have holes or something where, like, glass would have been. Things like that. But, are you having him fly in, or is he just gonna pop down in the snow and then, you know, hop his way in?
He's related to the building, looks like. I mean, what could go wrong? Hop in, buddy. Nice and slow, like.
Alright,
Hop
go
in.
ahead and roll
Slow.
roll stealth checks for me.
I just pictured him
Oh,
hopping
yeah.
about like a crow in the
Here
backyard.
we go.
Hopping.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Stealthily.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a big no. No.
He was unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's a 66% out of 50, so, no.
In his hopping, he flops by accident.
That's
Okay.
true. He doesn't hop super often.
You
So-
can see the wings flapping out.
He hops in and kind of goes off to the side behind some rubble from a second floor that has caved in and has fallen down onto the, you know, base floor, and kind of gets behind some stuff and continues to hop his way through and closer and farther into this building. And as he progresses through, he looks forward and he sees what looks to be like a makeshift large chair, like a throne almost, that something has put together. And I say makeshift because it's like
Made of what?
made of like bits and pieces of
A magpie's
bone
throne.
and other scraps of like wood and things like that.
All sorts of
Um,
riffraff.
Yeah. But it's a rather large chair. It's a chair that even if Raylog was sitting in it would feel like
Big enough for
pretty
control?
spacious. Like he could sit in it and just be like, you know, be able to spread out a little bit, and it would be towering a little, like quite a bit above his head.
Is
But
big
it looks
enough
like
for a troll?
it looks big enough, like something that is Raylog size or maybe a little bit bigger. Probably was designed to sit in it, but it's definitely like spacious.
Mhm. I advise not trying to sit in it.
And in the seat of this, you see a creature that has its head is looking at the snowy floor and has a black robe on its body that goes all the way down to the ankles. The robe itself does not cover the arms. It
That's
just
not a
so it's like a
mannequin.
muscle shirt type deal that's like ripped.
No pun intended.
The face that you see has no hair on it. It's
Mhm.
completely bald, and the face itself looks very like shriveled and old, like a mummy, but
Like a prune.
living at the same time.
A living
it's
prune.
yeah, and its arms are very spindly-like and long, and actually like longer than
The
what you
arms
would-
of the chair.
what you would expect a normal creature of this size to be. Like we expect like an arm to be down to like waist level or something close to it. But
is
this
more
looks like
knee length.
It's yeah, like this looks more like its knuckles for like if it was forming a fist, its knuckles would be more at like knee length for it. And you see it doesn't have 5 digits on its hands.
Mhm.
It has 3. And its hands are just kind of draped
Like
over and
talons.
almost like, yeah, just draped over the arms of this throne chair that it's sitting in. And out of the 3 digits that it has on its arm, or for a hand, you see these long, pointy
Like talons.
claws that come out and extend from that, like a good 1.5 to 2 feet in length, and hang out from these 3 digits on both hands.
Think of the creatures from the village.
And it sits there just quietly and motionless on this chair as Festus approaches. And as Festus gets closer, he hops and topples a little bit, and you hear this.
Like
There's
a bumbling crow.
It's ever so slightly just this, like, of like something landing in the snow, like you throw a ball or something like that,
thump.
and it's that like sound of it hitting the snow.
The sound of the sound being canceled.
Yeah, and Festus topples over, and there's a little bit of movement that he notices from the creature sitting in this throne, and within a split second, that creature is up out of the throne and is within 20 feet of Festus and is pointing a finger at it.
Pretty fly for a dead guy.
Or pointing one of its digits at Festus.
One of its talons. Very much like the creatures from the village.
Okay.
I don't know what you keep referencing when you're like, the creatures from the village. The creatures from the village.
Somebody will get it. Somebody will get it, I promise. I can't text you anything because your phone's getting
How big is this hall? The hall that Festus is in?
It's probably like 50 by 60.
Okay. I guess. Let's go for it.
What would we compare this creature to or related to?
Well, this is just Festus relaying what he's seeing to Sybil. So Sybil's the only one that knows what Festus is seeing. So.
Which I then promptly share as it gets relayed.
None of this is ringing a bell for you guys on what this creature may be, or at least not immediately coming to mind.
What color is the skin? Is it like blue?
No,
Oh,
it
right.
is. It is very like it's flesh color. It just looks very old and shriveled.
Okay. Does it have like normal ears or like elfy?
Or no visible ear at all except for a hole inside.
I would say that it is more of like, yeah, it is more shriveled up, and it's more of just like a cartilage hole, so to speak, in the side of the head.
Okay. Well, other than the muscle shirt, is it wearing any jewelry or anything
Nope.
of any note?
Doesn't even have shoes
Just a
on.
muscle shirt. Ugh. Nope.
And this creature standing from Festus's view seems to stand just slightly taller than, or just a little bit taller than Raylog by like a few inches maybe.
It's like maybe feet tall.
Yeah.
I guess he will flap his wings because he's a bird, pretend he's scared and run away.
At this point, the laughing is also stopped. He doesn't hear the laughing.
Oh, the laughing stuff. Oh. It has a mouth, right?
Yep.
Was it like open and laughing when he came in with the laughter? And has no
The
sound
mouth was
to it?
open, but it was looking down at the floor. And it, like, he could tell that this laughter that was on the wind and whatnot, and that he was hearing as he was getting farther into the town, it was originating from the building, and then he was assuming that it was originating from this creature.
Right,
Whatever it
that
is.
makes sense.
But this is all taking place within a few seconds of this creature standing up, pointing its finger at Festus, or
He
its,
tries to run away.
at Festus, pointing its digit at Festus, and it kind of like looks up with like a side eye, and you see the claw, or Festus sees the claw extend like extremely quickly, 20 feet, as if trying to puncture him in some way.
Oh no.
Let me get my... I just had it.
This fellow's got reach.
Where did I put...
Lots of reach.
I swear, I put things somewhere and I'm like, oh, this will be the perfect place for me to put this, and then I'll be able to find it like super quick. And then I can't find it.
Yeah, relatable.
Where did I... Oh, for crying out loud. I know I put it. In here. I printed it out and everything. Where'd it go? What did I do with it?
What?
What did I do? I didn't leave it in my office, did I? Oh, give me a second. I will find it.
I mean, if you can't find the monster sheet, then it basically has a stat of 1 and everything, right? Just a 1. And it's super.
Yeah, no.
Oh. Like, Festus can take it out right here and now. We're good, guys. Keep going to the door and keep.
For crying out loud, where did I put it?
What sheet are you looking for?
The creature sheet.
You had some that you had in here earlier. But they're over here, hon.
What's
Did you-
that?
There's some over here that you had earlier. Underneath this.
Hand me that file then.
Should we just take a break?
Oh, give me a second. I might be. Yep, I got it. It's right here.
The wife knows everything.
I thought I put it in my binder. Okay.
There's a second one. You want the second one?
No. Don't need that.
I feel like right after this would be a good idea, though.
A break right after this would be a good idea,
Why
said
did I
Kim.
just throw that? Before I lose it again. Okay. Does a 24 hit Festus?
Yep. Sure does.
Alright. 30 points of piercing damage as this claw just shoots out at lightning speed and pierces Festus.
Yeah, Festus disappears into a cloud of feathers.
And just before this pierces Festus, he hears this creature just begin to laugh hysterically, and then the claw punctures Festus.
Okay, yep, Festus is dead.
Just like that, huh?
Oh,
Maybe he's only mostly dead. Anybody got chocolate?
It's just mostly dead.
You lost the magnet, honey.
yeah.
It went flying. He needs something with chocolate coating. Who's got chocolate in their pouch of holding?
He's unfortunately used to this behavior. Okay, that's definitely our laughing creature.
Don't worry about it.
His nails seem to be really long and pokey.
For good. Or eaten by a vacuum cleaner.
I don't know.
I used to
I didn't see it fly, so.
With our luck, hopefully it didn't land in your soda.
Alright, so, now what?
We're still looking for chocolate for Festus.
Time to head to the hall, huh?
Into the hole! Let's go.
Alright, so you
Or
guys
are
are
we
heading
taking-
towards the town?
Or are we taking our break first?
Yeah, we'll
Cause
head
Sybil...
towards the back side of the town.
Okay.
Okay.
With
Cause
less
Sybil recommended we break.
zombies in the other group.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are going to head towards the back part of the town and try to avoid the zombies in the streets. There is indeed skirting around the side, the walls there. There is a break in the wall that allows you to enter into the town. One of these crumpled parts where the wall was broken into, or broken. Go ahead and give me some stealth checks to try to avoid the zombies if that's what you want to do, or you can just go in guns blazing. Up to you guys.
What are those?
Yeah.
I'm sorry in advance, everybody. I'm not good at this. Oh yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not stealthy.
Torbine did though. Torbine nailed it though. Like quite a bit.
Mikkel is actually surprisingly quiet, but is not doing well at hiding in shadows. But you guys are in a snowy terrain with all of your armor and everything, so you do kind of stick out.
Goody.
That's
But-
true. That's true. What are these numbers? What do they mean?
Off we go.
Alright, Torbine got a great success, and Sybil got a fail.
Am I supposed to be rolling too? Or did I miss that?
For stealth checks, yeah.
Ah!
You and
I'm definitely
whichever
stealthy.
companion is not in the locket.
Okay.
Do we need
So,
to do both hiding
Team
shadows and move silently, or just the hide?
Alright. Stealthy. Let me stealth.
That's up to you if you want to try to hide and move quietly, or whether you just want to try to move quietly.
So
Oh.
for
That's up to you on which one or both that you want to do.
For my leopard, I have tracking, awareness, move silently, and hide in shadows. Which would this be? Because
This would be move quietly and hide in shadows.
Okay, so it would. Okay.
Yeah. But again, if you only want to do one or the other, you can do that too.
Leopard makes it.
For
Hide in shadows.
okay.
And for move silently,
Yeah.
also makes it.
Yeah, Torvine's sneaky and quiet. Sybil is just crunching down the middle of the
And
road in this.
For Kara,
Okay.
I need. Okay. Kara does not move silently. And she does not hide in shadows. But the leopard does. Who does have a name now.
Oh.
Yes.
Right there with you.
Kimonas. That is the name of the
I
leopard.
think I'm pretty sneaky, but I'm not.
Kimonas is successful on both fronts, and Kara is not. That's why Kara has Kimonas.
Okay.
So, yeah. Kara is blissfully unaware of everything.
All right.
and
Well,
is
you guys make
thinking
your
of
way
why.
into the town, and then eventually do. What's the right word? Gain the attention of some of the zombies in the town. So they begin to trudge towards you guys in a aggressive manner, shall we say?
Aggressive trudging.
So.
Aggressive trudging, yeah.
So, let's roll initiative, I guess. And actually, let's take a break and then we will roll initiative. How about that?
Okay. Sounds like a
We'll
plan.
return to our aggressive trudging shortly.
Alright, everybody. We will be back after this quick break. Let's roll some initiative.
And I will not get a 0 this time.
This is when you want a 0.
Yes. This is when you want a 0.
Guess what I promptly rolled?
A 9.
A 0.
Oh, how about that?
I declared I will not get a 0, and I got a 0. And yes, whatever initiative I roll, the leopard, Kimonas, she gets that too.
Okay, so anybody else roll a 0.
Nah. You underachievers. I'm the only one who got a 0?
Yep.
I'm the only one. Aren't I special?
Alright, 1 through 5.
Sybil got a 5.
I got a 7. What did Torvine
I
get?
got a 7. Louise.
Okay, well,
Oh, now I got a 0.
I got a 6.
And Mikkel rolled dead last.
Yippee!
Alright, first up is Kara.
Of course. Let me make sure I've got the right sheet here, since Kara apparently struggles with multiple personalities. Okay. I'm within range to use my bow, correct? I always forget what my range is with the bow.
Yes, you were within range.
Okay, alright, because she is going for it. And I know this is meant to be helpful, but it's not. Okay. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 17.
17 to hit.
Yes.
Hits.
Okay. And and an 8.
8 to hit.
An 8.
Misses.
Yep, I kind of figured. Okay, alright. The leopard. I do not have. You've got the laser pointers. The leopard is going to move 1, 2, 3. 3 blocks forward. 1, 2, 3. That's 15 feet. So, 3 blocks straight forward, please.
You're gonna have to show me again. I was writing.
3 blocks straight forward is the leopard's move. And I will also move 3 blocks forward. Okay. Benito.
Alright, after that is the zombie's turn.
Of course. Of course it is. Lucky us. Nice to go with this. I'll be back. A cup of ice first.
Hurry back.
I'm back.
You got a 14 and a 17 to hit, but I don't know Kara's DR right off the top of my head, so I will have to wait until she gets back.
I feel like it's 15.
I thought it was like a 16 or a 17.
It's okay, I know you missed me. That's the real reason you wanted me to hurry back.
Yep, absolutely.
that lighting would look like you're in a dark library.
Yeah.
Dark academia much?
You might be able to.
If you mess with the brightness
That's not what I want.
or the contrast. There you go.
Yeah, there I'm a little brighter.
The
All
light
right.
hath dawned
So
upon his
I
doom.
rolled a, I think it was a 14 and a 17
Sorry, I
to
was
hit
thinking.
you,
Oh,
Kara.
you hit me? Okay. 14 and a 17. 17 just hits.
Okay. Ten points of bludgeoning damage as it just swings its arm out at you and slaps you essentially.
Okay. I get a damage negation of 2, so that gives it a
Well, if it was 10 and you minus 2, that would be 8.
8. Okay. That puts me at 98 life points. Go.
Okay.
I like this dry erase marker.
All right. So that is that. This one's against the cat.
Not the kitty cat! Don't tell Mr. Coke!
7 and a 17.
Okay. The 17 hits.
11 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. And I have no negation. So that is 11, 57 life points.
All right. After that is Sybil. You are up.
Cool. I'm gonna bonus action spider climb because we can't reach Luna. And I'll run up the side of this building
To the left.
towards, yes, to the left. I'll kind of be a little bit above Kara-ish. I don't need to get all the way to the top. I just need to be able to see.
So do you want
I
to?
assume it's a little bit brighter here because the storm isn't as intense.
Yeah, it's like a overcast day, essentially.
Yeah, so it's not dark. So I've got 30 feet of towards Kara up the side of the building movement.
Okay.
And then from after the building, I'll just throw Ollie at the closest zombie dude.
Okay.
And I shall do it thrice. Yeah, 17 to hit.
Hits.
And 18 and higher. Alright, so that's gonna be 3 hits. Okay. That's gonna be 18 points of piercing damage. And then 18 points of piercing damage. And then 20 points of piercing damage. it's affecting it.
You're throwing blades at it?
I'm throwing Avi. I'm throwing the dragon. He has the memento of return.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So I
Okay.
throw it, it comes back to my hand, I throw it, and it comes back.
So you throw it 3 times, and it sticks into the zombie each time, and on the last one, the zombie kind of like leans back as if it's about to fall over and crumple over, or, unmoving, but then comes back and is still up and about. Looks like you pushed it over the brink, but somehow, some way, supernaturally, it is still going.
Love that.
Which you guys have fought, zombies before, and you know that they have a thing where there's a chance that when you take them down, that they don't actually stay down and they push through it essentially, and they stay up.
Well,
But they only have 1 life point.
Do they appear to have like something physically on them, or like some tattoo or something like that's supernaturally causing this to occur?
No, I mean, you guys have fought, like I said, zombies before when you were fighting in the marshes, in the Black Marshes. And you guys, like, from that experience, you guys know that taking down, like, physically taking a zombie down, there's a chance that a killing blow won't actually, like, take it out of commission, and that it holds itself together and proceeds on to keep fighting. It's just one of the innate things of being undead. For a zombie, anyway. So unless you have like a critical hit or something like that, or have some way to basically destroy the body, there's just a chance that it might not go down whenever you land a finishing blow, essentially. It's a percentage, essentially, that I have to roll every time you guys take one out to see if it falls or not.
Okay.
Otherwise, it just stays there with 1 life point. And continues to be at 1 life point until I roll bad.
and we don't know how well Colton rolls with it.
I have to roll low, okay?
Over the head or something?
The body will still keep trying to attack you.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, unless you land like a critical...
About these?
What's that?
Should we even worry about them?
The only thing that you guys found that worked really well against them was the Revoke Undead, which you guys used back in the marshes, but that didn't really kill them, or it killed some of them, but the others, it kind of just made them run in fear away from you guys. And they can still be frightened too, so I mean, you can try to scare them and things like that.
Are there a lot more behind them coming?
Right now, these ones,
full?
these ones seem to be the only ones that, well, for you, you would see some down this street that are starting to come this way. Up
Okay.
this way.
And where? So our goal is to go to the
This
place
way.
that the monster's in, correct?
Yeah, which is that way. Straight ahead.
Okay. Can we just like portal there or something since Festus has been there?
Well, you guys
We
didn't.
have seen it.
Yeah,
We
you guys didn't see it.
We didn't
Oh,
farsight
you
on
were looking through Festivus' eyes.
I can't do that. I can only hear him in my mind if he's within a mile. I'm getting a verbal report in my head.
I see.
I don't. Is it Torvald's turn?
After Sybil is Torvine, yes. With Raylog on deck.
Well, Torvald's going to jump on top of Raylog, as he is wont to do. He will use a bonus action to use Bark Skin on Raylog, which will last for an hour. Raylog, what kind of armor are you in? What is
It's like hide. It's like hide or like studded.
So is it a medium armor or is it a light armor?
I believe. Well, would you consider it a light armor?
I believe it looks like hide armor, like it's hide armor, but it's classified as a studded leather armor, I believe.
Which would be light.
Yes, it would be classified as a studded leather armor, so it would be light armor.
Swell, you're gonna like this. Okay. Because you're wearing light armor, you get a +2 to your DR. You also get 5 damage negation against piercing damage. Oh, and you're resistant to lightning if that ever comes up.
It's a -5 piercing.
Yes.
Yep. And that lasts for an hour. And while he's on top of Raylog's head, he will bring up Brutus the bear. And Brutus the bear will meander around and flank with Raylog against this zombie.
Okay.
Since he is a medium creature.
Yeah. Give me a second to grab the bear here. Since we're actually at home, I can just
Grab
go
this.
over here and grab it.
Whoop whoop.
Now, companions get an attack on their turn that they're brought out, correct?
I believe so.
Alright, I was pretty sure, I just wanted to double check.
Alright, so you want him to appear where?
He has to appear within 5 feet of Torvine, so he's going to appear right in front of Raylog.
Oh, okay.
And then he's going to whoopity-whoopity-whoop around to flank.
Whooperty whooper.
Okay.
Swell. And now he gets 2 claws and a bite. Claw, bite. Wow. Alright, he does not hit with the claws at all.
Okay.
But
Oops.
that was rough. I rolled 2 ones.
The claws fall off. He is now pawless.
His paws are flawless. And then he's hit a 20 DI with his bite. So that is a DC. Bite.
That hits. 20 hits.
Alright, so 9 points of piercing Rubus damage.
How much?
9.
9. Okay.
9 points.
Okay.
That's 12 months turn.
Alright, Raylog, and then Mikkel is on deck.
Kel.
So should we just kind of try and push through them? Like I'll say as a free action, like guys, should we just try and push through them, or like kind of go on the rooftops or something like we did that other time?
I'm voting no because I can see the GM's face. And
No,
you guys
I'm
can't.
laughing because the audio called out, so I was like, as a free action. That's how it came across.
I'm like, I was going to say no based on the GM's face.
Follow us to won't just be a boss fight, it'll be a boss fight with copious minions, which is an issue.
Yeah, well, how many are in this town? I mean, we're gonna have to take care of all of them. Otherwise, if we can just go into the place and be there alone, we can
Try to
take
do
care of the
both.
problem. What was that?
Just try to do both. I think we should go fast, but also kill if we can.
Fast death.
Murder hobo style.
Murder hobos.
Okay.
Oh boy. The things we try to do.
Okay, so I will run through them and try and push through them to make a path for everybody.
Okay. How far past do you want to go?
Probably maybe to like the intersection.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Okay. Okay, pass.
Okay, what was your level of success?
Was it good?
A good success? Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So did I create a pathway when I did that?
Yes.
Like kind of push
That's
some
gonna
out of-
push
okay. So
some of them prone. This one's gonna be up against the building there.
can I go? Okay, let's follow me.
Let me grab one of the
Following the
condition
leader,
things
the
here.
leader, we're
So I
following
can-
the leader.
You don't have a prone?
No, I think what we used was one of the there was like a paralyzed one or something, and we've been using that.
Alright, well, I'll just leave him knocked over like that. Okay. After that, it is Mikkel's turn. Mikkel. What does he want to do here?
Do we understand from what Festus saw, kind of the quantity in this town? We would have to fight if we fought them
It
all.
was between like 30 and 40 zombies. Alright.
Okay.
Mikkel draws his sword out and goes forth into battle with you guys. Basically gets to the middle of where Raylarg just charged through, and you see him take his sword and raise it in the air, and you see blue like flames burst from his sword and go out in a radius. I need to find the range. Whoop, did I did put these two in back to back. I need to flip this around so I can actually read it. That would be helpful. Okay, so there's a 15 foot, so that's everything. Okay, I have to do a dex check on them, which are not very dexterous. That is a whopping fail. 1d6. You see this blue flame just woof, extend out 15 feet in a sphere around him, and just breezes over the rest of you, but hits the zombies, and all of them are burnt to a crisp and just and fall over.
Crispy.
And he continues running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think is his max movement. Yes. And he gets right behind Raylog. Says, "Let's keep going, friends." After Mikkel is Kara.
Of course it is. Oh. Back to my newest personality. Okay, alright. I am far away from all the enemies and they're gone. So now what?
You guys do see, now that those ones are gone.
Colton's like, thanks for reminding me, wife. Thanks for reminding me to put more enemies on the board. What?
You're fine. Keep going. Decide what you want to do.
Okay,
Don't
I
mind
was
me.
like, you looked like you
Don't
were
mind
looking for
me.
something.
I
mind
was.
you.
Don't mind me.
I mind you. I'm your wife. I'm supposed to mind what you do. Okay, so I can go 40 feet. So I'm gonna go my full 8 squares.
Okay.
1,
1,
2,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Alright. And I am going to turn towards Mr. Bad Guy Zombie number 2. Because I can clearly see his number from here.
Okay.
And I am going to roll for the bow. Hey, that is a... Ooh. Does a 26 hit?
No, I think that misses.
Does a 26 hit?
Yes, it does.
How about a... Ooh. How about a 24?
No, that definitely misses. Yes, it hits.
This Philly girl just had her hoagie. Don't mess with me.
Don't mess with me.
After I've had a... Okay. Alright. So both of those hit. And my damage is a... Do-do-do-do-do. Let me get it. I gotta get D8. Okay. D8. Sorry. I'm looking at all this number mishmash and I'm like...
What?
I add 9 to it, I think. But then there's a ×2 marked beside it.
Huh?
It says 1d8 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals, parentheses, 9 times 2. So I don't know if I add 9 to my roll or if I add 18 to my
For
roll.
what weapon?
My composite.
Then the multiplier is for a crit.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Okay,
think
so
that's
it's
just
not
a
a
crit.
crit. Okay, so it's just the 9.
Also, oh, go ahead.
Okay. 10 points of damage.
Piercing.
Yes, and then the second damage roll, because the second one hit, is 14. So 10 and 14, so that's 24 points of damage.
Also, keep in
Yes.
mind, you have some armor pieces that help you,
Yeah.
that allow you to mark targets to allow you to do more damage.
I know, which I'll probably use next time, but not this time.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
just
All right.
reminding you.
The leopard, the max amount of spaces she can go is... Come on, where it must be.
Maybe
Oh,
it's
we had...
40.
Yeah, it's 40, it's the same. So she can come up right beside me. She can have my back.
7.
There you go. And she can't go any further than that, so...
Oh, she can do one more square.
Yeah, I'll just leave her where she's at. That's all for me and her.
Okay, zombie's turn.
Of course. I knew they'd get closer once we showed up in that intersection. Now they're within range of everybody else's melee. If they want to be. Those people
All
like
right,
to
Kara,
play.
this is against you.
Of course it is.
14 and a 12. I think that both hit or both miss you. I think.
What
This
kind
is-
of damage?
This is the hit. What's your DR?
My DR is 17, but
So
I have damage.
missed. I swung and hit a 14.
Yeah,
I have a
I
17
know it
DR, so I missed.
I don't know.
Alright, so now against the kitty cat. That's an 8 and a 9, so those are two
Both
misses.
miss.
Raylog, this is against you. 16 and a 13.
They miss.
Okay.
Of course.
Those
he's
out
a
of the
mage.
way. Okay. Sybil with Toravine on deck.
Alright, Sybil's gonna run all the way to the corner of the building, because that's her 30 feet. And then, I guess she'll just send all the one in front of the cat.
Okay.
Since it's right there. A 19 is a crit. And 9. I rolled all above 20 to hit. So, those are probably good. Those were awful.
These are considered evil creatures if that
Helps anybody?
helps anybody's like DR or whatnot. So just an FYI.
Okay. Cool.
Say that again.
These are evil creatures, so if anybody's weapons or
Oh.
DR raises or anything because of evil creatures.
Alright, 16 damage to him, 17 damage, and then another 17.
Okay, give me a second here. Alright, so with your first two hits, you take out. Well, let me roll the.
Yep, roll.
Yeah, he failed, so that one drops over.
Swell.
So you still have
send
one-
another 17 at whoever is attacking Garo.
What's your range for throwing? 30 feet, I think?
I think it doesn't really say on the card.
I mean, just generically throwing, I think, is 30 feet.
I think that's about right.
Yeah. So you could hit any of them. You could hit either of these two or this one over here.
No, just hit the one in front of Kara, because that's the direction we want to go.
Okay. It's number 8. So that is.
So that's movement,
'Kay.
action. Don't have a good bonus action, so that's my turn.
Okay, Torifine with Raylog on deck.
Cool. Now, let me double check. But, it doesn't tell me on mine, but it tells me on his. Is that a standard action to call my companion to me, or is that a bonus action?
I don't know what you mean by call my companion to me.
Like, I can kind of like bring it back to my person, right? Within about 5 feet.
Like, are you just like instructing him to, and he just like makes his way there, or is it like a teleport type deal?
Like a teleport type deal.
I would say it's a bonus action for that.
Okay. I guess I'll bonus action Brutus up next to Raylog.
Okay. In front, I'm assuming.
And yeah. And then Brutus will move around again. And then Porvine will attack it with his hammer.
How about the nasty creature?
Yes, you are evil.
Back to the abyss.
Ah, yes, those are Tourmaline words. I did not write down the hammer because I thought it was silly. Okay. So I rolled really bad. I got an 11 and
Hits.
a 13.
Both hit.
Oh, swell. Okay. This one, here's a d4. Okay. 13 damage apiece for the 2 hammer hits.
And I think he gets a... Or no, that he uses bonus action. Never mind.
The backswing uses a bonus action,
Yeah.
so he can't do that one.
Yeah.
Alright, and then Brutus has his flawless paws and a bite.
Pause, pause, glorious pause.
Alright, let's see. Thumbs. Got a 7. That's a 13.
Hits.
The 6 is a 12.
Hits.
And then it's higher, which means he gets the rake because everything hit. So 6, so 8 points of slashing, 9 points of slashing, 7 points of piercing, and then the maul is 11 points for the maul. Alright. That is Orlan's turn.
Okay, that one is... Let me roll his thingamajigger. Nope, that one falls over as well.
As well.
Okay.
Boy, Booty.
Alright, that leaves Raylog, and then Mikkel, and then Kara.
So Raylog will go fierce as bonus action, and then we'll again push through and create a path.
Okay. Just put you up here for now. Go ahead and give me another strength check.
Okay. It was a much better success this time.
Good for you. So proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a major success.
Doink. Knock them over. Okay.
Did it do any damage to like kill them or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 and add your damage bonus from your strength, your damage adjust or whatever to it.
Okay. I did 8.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mikkel is going to move forward.
And I will probably go a little further.
Yeah, I assumed you would go farther. That's off the map right now, so I have to readjust.
Got it.
I have to roll for Mikkel. Yep, those both hit. That is... I need that and that. Okay. Yeah, that one's. Let me roll for him. Of course, I get a 1. Well, that one's still alive. Through its undead fortitude. Okay. And then he's going to keep going. He had 2 more spaces. Okay. Alright, after that is Kara.
It is! Don't everybody clap at once. Okay. Alright. Let's see. There's nobody to shoot arrows at. I am sad about that. But anyway, I'm doing okie dokie. There's really nothing for us to do because there's nobody else to shoot. Are we allowed
These
to?
2 are still up. They just got knocked over.
Oh, okay. So I can shoot them. Yay! More people to shoot. Okay. All right. I've got a. Ugh. 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does a 15 hit?
Hits.
Does? Okay. And does a. Does a 24 hit?
Yep.
Okay. So both hit and roll damage. That is not the dice that I wanted. That was a heavy one. Okay. The first one is 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second one is also 15 points of damage. So 30 points of damage. And yes, I went after number 8. So, finally, he's gone. I was going to say, 30 more points of damage doesn't take him out at this point.
He only had a couple left.
Something's wrong. Okay. So, and then the snow leopard is going to try to attack the last guy there. So, she's going to come up to here. Okay, and she's going to go after him. And in order to do that, she's got almost regular numbers. Almost. Claw. 13.
Hits.
Other claw. 11.
Hits.
Which means I get a bite and a rake. Right?
What were those 2 attacks? Paw attacks?
Yeah, 2 claws.
Then you get the damage from the claws, and then you get the rake as well.
Okay.
Then you have a bite. Yeah.
Okay,
to
so I
roll.
get all of them. Okay, alright.
You always get the 2 paws and the bite, but you get the rake damage when both paws.
Bite is
Just follow the claws. It's the same number.
okay. All right. 19
It's
for the bite, and then the rake is
just automatic damage. You don't have to roll to hit.
Alright.
You just roll the damage.
So
dice.
let me roll for my claws and my
Yep.
bite and then my
Yep.
rake. Okay. So for
Well, first of all, just give me damage for the first one because he only
Doesn't
only
have
has
a
1 life point left
okay.
because
All right. So I'm probably
Mikkel
gonna take
took him out, but he didn't die because of the
Yeah,
zombie
okay.
ability.
So claw number 1 is 7 points of slashing.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
But the cat can tear into him.
Yay!
Solution.
Fun! Because that's what cats do! 8 more points of slashing. And 5 points of piercing. Plus 7 points of slashing. For fun. Because that's what cats do. They play with things even if they're already dead. I will say I'm kind of glad that you put these dice, Colton, in my thing because they're heavier and they roll better. I'm playing with loaded dice.
I thought you would like them better, but
I do. They're heavier. The heavier ones seem to not end up in the same throws, if you will, when they go through the tower. They're more likely to land on different numbers. Don't ask me why, but...
Okay, so you guys make your way up into the street here. which eventually, this is where Raylog is, but you eventually all make your way up into this street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just moving you all along at the same pace here. Okay. This is you guys back here with Raylog in the front. Okay. Top of the order, we have Kara. Or wait, no, you just took.
I just.
Yeah, let's just say you guys just finished, taking out that last group there. You progress up the rest of the street here, and you get up to here. So Kara will have you go.
Again?
Yep.
Yay!
We'll just have you go. Start of the order again.
Okay, so.
So you guys have progressed a block, and then you had your first bout, and then you progressed another block, and then you come across this.
Okay, all right. Kara is moving 1, 2, 3, 4. Kara's moving 5 blocks, which takes her up past the corner.
You want to use your pointer?
Yeah, I'm going to. Get me up to the corner first. There you go. And she's gonna head 6, 7, 8 right there. All right, and the cat will follow. Okay. All right. And I can take out my bow from that.
Your bow, assuming, is already out.
Yeah, it's been out. I haven't switched to anything that I know of. Okay. Okay. All right. A 28
Hits.
and a and a 19.
Hits.
Okay. All right, and the damage from that is a 14 and a 15. So 29 points of damage total. And the cat has reached its limit for movement, so it can't do anything.
Don't you shoot 3 times now?
When I dual wield, I can slash 3 times.
No, you can slash 4 times.
Yeah, when I dual wield, but I've got my bow.
I understand,
I only
but
have 2
when you
shots with
level
my bow.
up, you also level up how many times you can shoot.
Well, that was not written anywhere on my sheet, so I wouldn't have known that. But I can go again! I can give him more stabby
Check.
stabs!
I'm pretty sure when you hit level 9, everything goes up.
I have no qualms about giving him more stabby stabs.
Let me double check. I could be wrong.
I would love to stab him with my
All
pointed
of the
sticks.
numbers of attack for levels 8 through 12.
Yes?
I was gonna
If you're
say.
specialized or higher with the bow, you can shoot 3
I
times.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm a master at it, so
Yeah. So
I
you
should
get
have been
3
able to
shots.
do
And
3
you can
times
do
for a
3
while.
times.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
master of the bow.
I've got 9,
Yeah.
14, 21
Hits.
hits 2, so that is a whole nother 14 points of damage. So 14 plus 29 is
I'm working on it.
43 points of damage total. Cat can't do anything, but that's okay. I put a beating on him anyway.
Okay, after
Pretend
Kara,
it is.
zombies go, and then Sybil is on deck.
After the zombie.
Okay. Raylog these 2 attacks against you.
Okay.
16 and 15 to hit.
Nope, they miss.
Okay. Sybil, you're up. Torvine on deck.
Okay. I will run up beside Raylog with my 30 feet of movement.
Okay, you're up beside Raylog. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5.
How much further do we need to go to reach the building?
Another 2 blocks.
Okay.
I will go ahead and revoke dead on the zombies.
What's the radius on that?
It's a 30-foot radius. My attribute order. Okay, so they're -7 on a wisdom saving throw. Or they take 5d8. Nope.
So that'd be
Yeah,
everything.
5d8.
Okay. What kind of save is it again? Wiz?
Wisdom.
And what's the difficulty modifier?
7.
That's a fail.
Okay. Alright. $26 points of radiant damage.
And the one that Carl was fighting or shot gets turned to a crisp.
Finally!
Doesn't even get to try to do his save because she used
Yay!
Provoke on deck, dead on him.
Way to go, team. We
Failed
chop
save.
good together.
Okay. Anything else, Sybil?
I don't think so.
Okay. Torvine, and then Raylog on deck.
Alright, guess he's just gonna try and bonk the guy in front of Raylog.
Okay.
I'm gonna bonk him thrice. Nope, he'll bonk him twice. That's those hit. Oh my god. Where is his damage? I think it's a d4 plus something. Plus 10. Ah! Come back here before I give you. Alright, 13 points and 11 points.
13 points, you said?
13 points and 11 points. Respectively. Per ball.
Per bonk. Okay. Still standing.
And then Brutus will just run up behind Raylog.
Okay. Alright, Raylog and then Mikkel with Kara then on deck.
I got it. You want some?
No.
No.
You there, Kevin?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Okay. Did Torvine knock any of them down?
No. The one,
Okay.
one of them looks pretty weak, though.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead and.
I got a natural 2.
Okay. Yep. No problem.
Wow.
So that knocked that guy down who was looking pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get toppled over. Go ahead and roll the d6 and add your strength modifier for damage.
Okay, so I'll roll that quick. Right, I got 9 damage.
Okay. Yep. The one that a Torvine was attacking gets knocked over and trampled on, and as you knock him over, you happen to step in the middle of his chest, and it just goes straight through, and he doesn't get up from that.
What a bad day for a zombie.
Yeah, and the rest of you kind of look, and it looks like a familiar-looking elf that looked really nicely dressed and whatnot, and
He's now Raylog's slipper.
yep.
Sorry, bud, he's been demoted.
So did me going through damage any others, or just
Yeah,
the
you
one?
hit 2 of them technically.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
Nothing other than that Raylog's tumbling after his turn.
Okay. All right. So Mikkel, he is going to use a bonus action. And use Holy Wings, which you guys don't see until he flies up over you, but you see a pair of blue, like spectral, glowing wings come out from his back, like where his cloak is, and he takes off and flies over past where Raylog is, and meets up with the next group of zombies that are coming through this way, and does another familiar thing that you guys have seen the clerics do, revoke undead, and they scatter off and run as well. Kara, you're up. What? What's that look for?
As soon as I stuffed my face with like
Absolutely, I gotta get it,
three giant chips, he's like, and it's your turn! So of course I'm gonna just stare straight into your soul as I crunch. Okay.
Can't wait to watch that when this comes out.
Alright. The one that's knocked over, is he dead to a crisp?
No, he's prone.
Oh, goody, then me and my cat can have some fun and bat him around the streets as he bleeds. Okay, let's bring it all over our people here. I can go all the way up to him,
1,
and
2,
so can my
3,
cat.
4, 5. Yeah, that's a miss.
And my cat. Okay. Stabby stab with a pokey poke.
They only get 1 reaction. Anyway.
Ooh! Does a 29 hit?
What are you using?
My bow.
Yeah, 29 would still hit even if you're...
What's the
29.
point? What's the point of switching it?
Well, I'm thinking in my head, okay, she's melee, and she's been using a bow.
I wasn't being...
So I wasn't thinking of the number that she said. I was thinking, okay...
I was being rhetorical.
Yeah.
29
You're
only
fine,
works
yeah.
if you're using a dagger.
Yes, thank you, Kim. My brain did not process the number until after I asked, and I was like, well, that was a dumb question. But anyway.
Anyway. Okay. Then, does a 9 hit?
No, a 9 would not hit because you are in melee using a ranged weapon.
I don't care. 13. 22!
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I can roll 2 damage rolls.
So Kara goes up and
Stab it,
lets
stab it,
loose
stab
one
it.
in one eyeball, and the zombie's like, and it moves
Once more.
as she releases the second one, and it misses into the snow, and then into the other eyeball.
Okay, you ready for damage?
Yes.
14 plus 16 equals 30 points of damage.
Yep, that's how much you had left.
Aw,
Give me a
man.
little,
My cat can't play tiddlywinks
oh,
with him.
didn't make it. So he quits squirming after that one, and upon looking at this zombie, you see another familiar visage of a dwarven soldier that has looks like he probably had an axe on his back at one point,
And he goes, ah! No.
but instead now has 2 arrows going through both eye sockets.
Good for him. Okay. Shorty with the chopsticks. Okay. Alright. Snow Leopard. Kimono, she still has some strikes left, so let's just go over to number 8 there. There it is.
Yeah, we'll retcon the fact that it followed you completely. How about that?
I didn't understand the verb you used, but okay.
Retcon? That means
Reckon?
retcon.
It's like take back scenes.
Yes, take back seats.
Okay. I was like, I thought you were trying to say reckon, and you're like, wreck on, and I'm like, that's not how you say it.
A retcon would be like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, oh, Aragorn's the king of Gondor and he's supposed to be the good guy, and then you get to the end of the series and find out that he was Sauron all along.
Anyway, now to play patty cake with the zombie. Okay.
What's that?
I said don't spoil Rings of Power.
You're
Season 1. Come
You're
on.
welcome.
Anyway, Kimonas is
Well,
about to play
that's not
patty
so much a
cake.
retcon, that's more of like a plot twist. A retcon would be the entire series pointing to the fact and having lore and everything, like, that is saying that this is definitely Aragorn, and then just out of the blue, they're like, well, actually, we think that this guy would be better as... That's a retcon.
22.
And it just blows everything else that is previously established, like, out of the water for no reason.
22.
Do I have to swing at this guy, or does the cat kill it? Kill it, cat.
That
Kill it.
one misses.
Oh, boy.
I want to be lazy.
And
Don't make me do work.
17
Hits.
hits. Okay. And that's all I get. I don't get a rake because I missed on the claw. But okay. So I need a 8.
So you did a
and I need a
paw and a bite.
Yep. 8 and a 4. Equal those. So that's 5 points of slashing and 8 points of piercing.
Come on, fall over.
Still up.
Oh, Stewie.
Alright, it's the zombie's turn. He's gonna swing at Sybil. That's a 6 and a 14 to hit, I believe. Yep, 6 and 14.
Those don't hit me.
Alright,
Use
Sybil.
my reaction to slam it in the chest and knock it over.
Okay. Does it have a
Because I
save?
can. Huh?
Does it get a save at all?
I think it's a contested strength.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I got a 2.
Well, your strength is way better than this thing, so yeah, it gets toppled over.
Wow.
It got a
was
standard
that?
success, and that was without me rolling a 4.
That's rough.
Their save on strength is just a 7, so...
I mean, that tracks. Okay, guess it's my turn now?
Yep, still your turn. Or, yeah, it is your turn.
Okay. Alright, what's the bonus for hitting a prone target in melee?
4.
4, and I'm flanking it?
Yep.
Cool.
Well, not cool for him,
Alright,
but, you know.
Alright, so I got a natural 20 and a 20 and higher than that, so 2 hits and a crit.
Okay.
23 points of piercing damage, 4 of which is fire.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to take it out. Let me. Nope, still standing.
Alright, 20 points of damage, 5 of which is fire. Oh,
Still standing.
Oh my goodness, fall over!
Dum dum dum.
Alright, and the last one, 30 points of damage and 6 fire. Just fall over.
He's still standing. I rolled just what I
Does
needed.
it not give any disadvantage or anything?
No, it's just it has to make it just has to roll underneath a certain number, and that's it.
I kick it while it's down and I run away.
What?
I just keep running.
Okay.
I don't have time to deal with this stubborn little fool.
Oh, this is what makes zombies so annoying, because it's just like, oh, why won't you die already?
Little zombie, I don't have time for you.
Okay. All right, so you guys progress through the rest of the town unhindered, and you do hear sounds of like zombies like moving throughout the area, and as you guys are getting closer to this, as you guys are getting closer to the building that you guys are heading towards, you can hear that cackling, maniacal laughter on the wind as you guys are approaching. So you end up getting to this town hall building, and it is as Festus described, with the windows being like knocked out and whatnot, and the door being slightly ajar. I'll just raise this back up and rotate this. Here. There we go. So the door is sitting slightly ajar, and there's holes in the windows and whatnot, and you can hear this dreadful cackling laughter coming from inside the building.
Hate its entire vibe. Not gonna
What
lie.
would you compare that to? Would it be like a hyena?
Kind of, but it's more human-like.
Okay.
So, you guys are outside of the building right now. Up to you on how you want to approach this now.
Wait,
Do we
there's
feel
still
like
one
we have a
standing.
little bit of time to prep, or that the zombies are like right in?
You can hear the zombies making their way to where you guys are, but it is not like an immediate encroaching, like, oh my goodness, they're right around the corner type deal.
Okay.
But is it they're coming this way because they know we're here, or is it they're just walking aimlessly? And it just
They're
happens to be
making their
direction?
way this direction because there's been a disturbance in the area, but it doesn't seem like they are. This isn't like as when you guys were in the marshes where everything had like a hive mind, so to speak, and everything was like all attracted to your guys' area and just funneling in at you guys constantly and just like dashing to get to you. It seems like they are just taking their time, their normal movement of just progressing towards where you guys are at, or where they have last heard you guys, having a conflict at.
Okay.
Well, Dorvino, Pat, probably Kara, more than likely, I'm gonna say himself with the elephant stick, or the bark stick, that's what it is, for the damage negation against piercing.
Okay,
In
Kara,
preparation for those
what level
terrifying
of armor do
fingernails.
you have? Or what armor do you have?
I'm looking at
She's wearing chains, something like that, I think.
chainmail.
Okay, so I don't think it raises your...
Blessed chainmail.
I won't give her the DR.
Yeah, you just won't
Helmet
get
and
increased
buckler.
DR, but you will get the 5 damage
With
negation
5.
Helmet.
for piercing.
Spelled with 2 E's, not an I.
So go ahead and mark
We feel
that.
like we have
What?
2 minutes.
What?
Do we feel like we have 2 minutes to, like,
You
wait?
mark
Or not
that down
really?
on
2
your
minutes might be too
battle
long,
chart
do we think?
What
section.
am I supposed to mark?
That you have an additional 5 damage negation to piercing damage
Okay, so total
for the
is
next
7.
hour.
Total is 7.
For the next hour.
Total of 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or whatever's there plus 5.
Yeah.
So, how long are we planning on going?
I was gonna get you guys basically face to face with this creature, and then that would be where we would pick it up next time. Also,
Okay.
because I don't
Alright.
actually have the miniature, it was supposed to be here, but it.
Sadly,
not.
did not make it.
So I will actually have the proper miniature to put on the table. If you guys did get here earlier than I thought you would, then I had a stand-in miniature, but it's not the real deal. So, but
Okay.
That worked for you guys?
So
Does
what-
Torvine feel like he has 2 minutes to give a speech, or does 2 minutes feel like way too long, and the zombies will be here?
I would say there's gonna be zombies appearing within the next couple minutes or so.
Okay. Alright, then he'll not do that. But I guess Sybil will be the dragon,
Okay.
since we got time to prep before we walk in.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything, or are you guys heading straight in then?
I mean, if my fierce ended, I'm gonna redo it, like kind of right before we go in or right before we, or kind of right when we're doing initiative. I would probably do it just before we roll initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys enter in to the building, prepped up, ready to go, and Mikkel is also holding something that he wants to use basically if things go south. He's holding it in case things go south with this entity. So, you guys enter in through the partially ajar door, and as soon as you enter into the building, the laughter stops. Like, it just becomes eerily quiet. You make your way around some rubble, where there's like some rubble at like rates. I'll twist this around so you guys can kind of see. But you guys like enter in through the doorway, and then there's like rubble right here that kind of cuts you off, that like fell down through, and it's like a big wall, and you guys skirt around, either splitting up or heading to one direction, but eventually end up on the other side of the rubble. And Sybil, you would know that Festus went left around this direction and stuck around with the rubble that was along the wall and things like that. But you guys come around, and lo and behold, you see sitting in this large throne-like chair this large mummy creature sitting there looking down, head down, looking at the floor, and slowly raises its head as you guys filter into this room. Unless you guys are being quiet, that's up to you and whether you want to sneak in here.
Us?
We
Quiet?
did a sneaking before, I doubt we'll sneak now.
Why
Okay.
start now?
So,
Nah.
So,
you guys enter in
Might
here,
as well
and
ask
this.
them for a good joke.
You guys filter
Would you
in,
like to laugh so much?
and you see this creature a good. Like 40 feet from you, and it takes its hands from being. Let me scroll you guys back up here so you can see me. And it takes its hands from just casually sitting there on the throne and kind of props them up like this, as if casually sitting there ready to have a conversation with you all. And sits there with its long nails like tapping the tips against each other and says, "Welcome, strangers. It's been a while since strangers have wandered into my town. Tell me, what brings you here?"
You do, pretty much. Heard you existed. Had a cry for help, so we thought we'd answer it.
Me?
You were good at that.
You heard of me? Well, what is it that you heard about me?
That you like to laugh, that you impale people, you take part of them hostage, that kind of stuff.
Well, I have been known to do things of that nature, yes, but I haven't in some time. It's, I can't just say I miss it. But there hasn't been anything living around here for quite some time.
You have a name other than laughter so we can jot it down on your tombstone when we're done?
we don't want to just call
Why,
it
that's no way to talk to someone you've just met. Now, is it?
We don't want to put on your
And
tombstone.
he kind of
"Ha ha,
takes
died here."
takes one of his hands over onto the side of the arm and kind of like taps his long nail against the frozen throne, makeshift throne that he's made. No response at all.
I'm still imagining a tombstone with the epitaph,
I
"Ha
thought
ha,
that was sad.
died here."
Oh, he said, well, that's no way to talk to someone that you've just met now, is it? And then he started tapping one of his nails on the throne
I
that he's
think
sitting on.
it is if they, wheel and deal in your trade. As followers of the Creator, we cannot condone such actions, and that seems to be your way of life for quite a while now. So unless you have a sudden change of heart, I feel like this conversation's pretty over.
Oh, so you're one of those people that follow the Creator, are you? Well, that's a shame. I have a particular distaste for people like you. But, and he holds up his palm, his large 3-digit palm. I'm willing to overlook this if perhaps you would be interested in helping me.
And why would we help you?
Why?
No obvious offense.
Well, why not? I haven't done anything to offend you. I have done nothing to hurt any of you either.
Yeah. You have offended me, but you may proceed.
Proceed?
Yeah, with what you were going to say about helping.
Oh, of course. Well, as it so stands, this village or town is one of two for the great city that lies beyond this town. In the other town, there's these despicable creatures that have been a thorn in my backside ever since I set up shop here, and it's been for quite some time. Not sure what they even guard the entrance to this city, and I can't go exploring in it either. Would you be so kind as to possibly rid me of these pests? I would be extremely grateful.
Well, what are these pests?
They are, I believe you call them frost giants.
Oh, that's a little more than a pest, if you ask me.
Well, I know, but you all seem to be a lot that can handle this kind of task.
Yeah, we're about to handle one right now, I think. You said they live on the far side, right?
They live in the town on the opposite side of the entrance to the city. They also guard the entrance as well.
That's what you said?
What's that?
They guard the city, is that right?
Not the city particularly, just the entrance. Which I'm not exactly sure why, but they do, nonetheless. And it's rather irritating. I have to go through many steps in order to get past them, and I would like to be able to enter the city and explore at my leisure.
You've been in the city before?
Only a handful of times.
Mm-hmm. Is it like your favorite place to stroll?
I wouldn't say that. But there's something in there that interests me.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What interests you? Poke, poke.
Is Cora asking?
Yes!
Well, that is for me to know, and none of your business. I don't ask why you're here, other than the fact that you supposedly come for me, but no one ever comes this far north or to this region, especially not for the likes of little me.
Is that what we call you, little me?
Lil me?
No.
LOM. The LOM.
You make good jokes. You're a funny one.
Is this like Gollum and Bilbo Baggins, where we gotta solve the riddle to get to the...
No.
No.
He's made a request of you, that's all. To take care of the frost giants.
Thank you for the request. I think request time is over.
Request time.
Unless you'd like to tell us any incredibly fantastic delves into this place that you're visiting that you won't tell us about.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear like half of what you said because
Neither did I.
Marie's over here coughing up a lung.
Because you made me laugh, Sybil. It's your fault.
It's okay.
Is it though?
Yeah, think you're done.
Let's go.
What did you say,
So,
Raylog?
little old me it is then. Is that what you want to be be known as Little Old Me. Just clarifying.
You can call me whatever you want.
Okay.
Whatever, huh? That's a
Alright,
really
well,
broad
I
range of
think our
terms.
conversation's over.
Sybil's like, let's get out of this
You
before
can
Carl.
call
Do you
me or refer
stretch?
to
Do you want to do
me.
a stretch before we do this? We'll give each other like a quick stretch.
Huh?
Request denied, by the way.
Request.
Thanks though for the offer.
Oh, I see. Well then, you will make a fine addition to my collection. And he
I've actually heard that before.
stands up, like, very quickly and moves several feet down towards all of you. And that is where we will pick up next time, as you guys getting into a bout. Raylog, you go fierce because you were holding that action. Mikkel is also dropping something on everybody as well. He's using an ability from one of his items. All of you, for the first 10 turns of combat, gain a additional 1d4 to attack rolls, and on a hit, you deal an extra 1d4 of divine damage as well.
Just wrote my 4 backwards.
So you get an additional 1d4 to hit, so roll your damage dice, and then you can roll a d4 and add it to that roll to make it higher. And then you also deal an additional 1d4 divine damage on hit. Okay. Word of note as well, because this will affect Sybil, I believe. It is considered dim in here because you are inside and there is no lantern light or anything in here, so it is dim. The only light that you guys have coming in here is from the overcast sky above, coming in through the windows, essentially. And a few
All about that darkness, baby.
a few cracks in the ceiling and whatnot, but that's it. So it is quite dark and dim in here. So.
And I assume he's also evil, like his zombies.
He is quite evil, yes.
Ah, yeah, didn't pick that up at first. Didn't notice.
Yes. Yeah, I was explaining to Jonathan what you guys possibly would be coming across, and I mentioned this to him, and he goes, well, that seems fun.
He does seem fun, but he also seems very unhinged and super evil.
Quite unhinged, yes.
But if you were a nice dude, I'd definitely hang out with him. He sounds like fun.
Just for reference as well, for next time, and I'll try to remember to mention it, if you guys are below 50% life points, and, if Mikkel uses Healing Hands on any of you, and you guys are below 50% life points, let me know. Just let me know whether or not you're lower than 50%. Because he has an item that does special things for some of his abilities.
Oh, okay.
So.
I was waiting for the because, and the because didn't really.
I mean, if you guys asked about some of his items, he wouldn't really be he wouldn't mind mentioning it to you, so I mean, it's up to you guys whether or not you want to ask him about that. So. The shield's the only one that he's kind of cryptic on, but that's up to
Okay.
you guys. So, but he does have healing potions and things like that. What's that?
So that's typical, the one I would have wanted to know about.
Yeah. But he does have some greater healing potions on him to. Like he said, when you guys first met him, he considers himself more of a guardian, so, and a protector. So, as much as he is a very strong holy warrior, he's also a very, very good support as well. So, and a lot of his items complement that.
Mm-hmm.
Fortavine will have swapped out Brutus for the other one, his trampler,
Okay.
before the fight.